kind of answer is that? Oh, I could put vodka in the tea. No, I'd rather have wine. Have I told y'all lately that Lethal Weapon are some of the worst movies ever?
I got to hear it. I don't know if everybody else did, but I got to hear the dissertation.
That shit
Sam,
was
this is
awful.
this is episode
Danny Glover is
149,
not a
sir.
good
Yeah.
actor. Danny Glover's actually awful. Y'all gave him a lot of country for being Mr. And I don't know, maybe he was in the color. No, what's it called? Roots. I don't
No,
know.
yeah, he was in Roots and Color Purple. Yes, you're
See,
right.
because most black people at the time were.
And he was
But
in Rosewood too.
he's not a good actor. He was bad on Criminal Minds. Do you
Who
know
was
how
he in
bad you
Rosewood?
have to be bad on Criminal Minds? He's
I remember
awful.
Rosewood.
He's probably a black guy who got shot or something or got hung.
Oh
It's
boy.
one of those movies. They die. Because Ving Rhames was the one who got hung, but he didn't die because his neck was all strong. I remember that part.
I still remember sitting in the theater, and then like the part where like the KKK were shooting at him, and then he shot back. The whole crowd in the theater just like erupted.
Mm. When the black people shot back, you said.
Yeah.
Just checking. You know, you live in
No,
Texas.
it was a
Just
theater full
checking.
of black people. Dude.
Perfect. I had to check. I don't know.
All the white people in Texas aren't racist, just the large majority.
No,
I had fun when I was there. The white people made my Whataburger quite nice.
Well, shout out to you for going to Whataburger. You know, you get props for that.
Of course I went. You have to go.
I agree.
You hear so much about it. You gotta see. Hey, nakedness. You gotta see what.
What did you get?
Oh, I don't remember. A burger? I don't. What? I don't know.
Burger?
Well, they got different choices of things, you know.
No, I'm aware. Their menu was quite big, and I was very confused. And I was like, a burger? I don't what?
They've added chicken now, so it's a whole nother ballgame.
Oh yeah, no, I had beef. I had beef. The baby had chicken nuggets because he doesn't like anything. The boy had. I think I had a milkshake.
Oh well, then you did it right. You got a milkshake.
Yeah,
Shout out to you.
Yeah,
Was it the
I'm pretty sure I had a
flavor? Was
milkshake.
it the coffee shake?
No, it was either
Which I still haven't had.
chocolate or strawberry.
I hope it was strawberry. Did you dip your fries in it? You supposed to dip your fries in it.
Of course I dip my fries. Of course you are. What do you mean you don't dip your fries?
That's the whole reason they sell Frosties at Wendy's is for you to dip
Exactly.
your fries
Well,
in
I'm
them.
not a crazy
Yo,
person.
I just have to make sure because I tell people that and they're like, you dip your fries in your Whataburger? And it's like, duh.
Damn right.
What else? I do need to try that coffee shake though, because I love coffee flavored shit. I just love coffee.
Oh, coffee flavor shit is the shit.
Yeah.
It's so bomb.
And if I can just add me some Baileys to that, it'd be perfect. So
Let me tell you, Bailey's or Kahlua. What's the other one? Irish coffee. All of it is
yeah, I'm always that. They're like, oh, we have Irish coffee. I'll take that. That right there. That's perfect for brunch, please.
So when I was drinking last Friday, yeah, I drank Friday too. So when I was drinking on Friday, I went to. Well, that's what happens when you drink multiple days. You don't know that because you drink any of the days. So when I drank on Friday, I went to this place. It was essentially like a cafe, but they also had drinky drinks. So you could get an Irish coffee. And it had the nerve to be the classiest ass Irish coffee I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
Yeah, Alamo Draft House, they have a Irish coffee shake it's bomb with like a good movie. It's like, this is perfect.
Yeah. That sounds good. All right, we've been talking so long. I have to switch devices. Give me 20 seconds, please.
19, 18, 17.
You can do that. It's really only going to take that long. Slow down, though. Don't be fast.
Don't be counting like Kevin Owens.
Right.
Right? He hit that 1, 2, 3 so quick.
I was just waiting for him to be like, get up and be like, I called it right down the middle, Daddy.
And it's just even better that like it's Sami Zayn because they never have to explain their issue. It's just y'all are always gonna have an issue from here on out.
See, I told you. Only 20 seconds.
Good job.
Thank you. Yeah, I forgot to charge my phone, so I was doing that, and my iPad. Well, when we started, my iPad was on 28, but we talked too much.
Your devices are always in the 20s. How come your devices is never in like the 70s?
I be doing stuff.
I mean, my phone is currently on.
Time all her booze, you know.
I'm still obsessed with the Caucasians on the YouTube. So I watched videos. Then I was watching Judge Judy videos. Then I was watching.
Rude ass woman.
I love her. I was watching all sorts of stuff, so the battery goes quicker.
It's not an answer. Shut
And
up.
it's not an answer. Give her a real answer. Don't try to obfuscate the truth. What time did you leave the house? What you mean? Ain't a number on the clock. When did you leave the house? See, that's why I live for Judge Judy. She gets to the point. Matter.
She gets to the point.
They try to talk about, well, I was talking to my friend. Who cares what you're talking about? What? Who wrecked your car, girl? Like, get to the point. She's like, do I look like Dr. Phil? No. Exactly. She's like, there are other TV shows to talk about your problems. Don't care about your problems.
This one is not one.
That's right. I love Judge Judy. She makes money out of telling stupid people that they're stupid.
She's syndicated now. She doesn't even like do that anymore.
It's like, what's not to love? She sold all her old videos. She's making all the money. She only had to work 3 months out of the year to begin with.
Episode 149.
She won.
Are we ready?
I don't appreciate the way you cut me off, but yes, I am ready.
So, is this young lady a first timer, or has she been on the show before?
She has been on the show before, sir.
And what is the name that you go under?
Lissa. You can call me that for short.
Lissa? Okay. Alrighty. Here we go. Did you turn off all your TVs and radios?
My TV has been off for 45 minutes, but thank you so much.
No swallowing.
For me. Well, do we spit? Do we spit or do we swallow? You saw what happened on Insecure.
Oh God!
I didn't finish the episode, but I keep hearing about it.
I didn't even see the episode, but I know what happened.
I have feelings about that, but keep going.
He said, I have feelings.
We can talk about that after the show.
Or you can just check my timeline for like the last 2 days. I've written whole threads about this.
Like, I don't know anybody here, but I know, like,
she said, I have issues. I bet you do.
The one that Molly's banging or whatever.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Drew.
Yeah, he has some big ass teeth, man. What's up? That's so distracting. Like, every time he's on the screen, I just see he's like fucking Bugs Bunny. The whole. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Alrighty. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wrasslecast. This is episode 149. I'm Samuel Kalunga, and joined as always by Mr. Don De Laurenti.
Hey, folks. Welcome to the Wrasslecast.
And Miss Titi Janae.
Hey, friends.
And our guest ring announcer here, Miss Alyssa.
Hello, guys.
Alrighty. So, we're going to head right into the news?
Certainly.
Okay, so Xavier Woods reveals that he suffered an MCL sprain. Let's see here. Though he hurt his left knee at SmackDown's house show on Monday night, it appears that Xavier Woods has gotten relatively good news on his injury. He suffered an MCL sprain. Let's see here. So
he was trying to do a tornado DDT, and then when he came down, he just landed on his leg, and he just hopped around. And it's like, oh, he just hurt his knee.
Yeah.
So that's a thing.
It didn't look as bad as when Seth Rollins' knee exploded, though. So.
Oh yeah, nothing looked as bad as that. Like Cass's look bad. You was like, oh, it looked like he might have jammed his knee up, but yeah, there was no doubt about Seth Rollins. You was like, oh,
yeah, you were just like, oh, there's that.
Oh, when he came in, like when he rolled out of the ring, Cass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a couple of weeks ago.
You could see it. You could see. Yeah, they looked horrible.
The young lady that Nia Jax wrestled, her knee might have went out too when she went to throw her out of the ring because she kind of went down awkwardly. So seems to be the thing in WWE right now.
Right. So yeah, Becky Lynch said that she had the same injury and she recovered after about a month. So we'll see how long Xavier's out. In good news, Ric Flair is set to begin physical therapy pretty soon. So yay!
Woo! One time for
Yeah.
the Nature Boy.
So good
Oh,
for old Nate.
mm-hmm.
So
Samoa Joe, he hurt his knee too.
oh yeah, I was getting to that. So yeah, he suffered. He suffered a knee injury at a house show. So yeah, that's why he wasn't on Raw at all. Or
And
was he?
Yes.
I don't remember.
I also read a rumor that they think that's why they went ahead with the John Cena Roman Reigns match, was just because Samoa Joe's not going to be here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was supposedly the show was supposed to be John and Samoa Joe as the main event. That was
Yeah,
supposed to be.
and then Roman was supposed to challenge for an Intercontinental Championship belt.
So yeah, he'll be out about 6 weeks apparently.
That
WWE though
sucks.
has not confirmed the injury
They haven't
or
said anything.
as of the 28th. So
It may be one of those ones where he can't necessarily wrestle, but it won't stop him from being on TV.
mm-hmm. Alrighty, so more stuff here. So yeah, the your girl, sexy star, Dee. What's up with her?
Mm-hmm. She is a star.
Is she a
But her
sexy star?
actions might not be that sexy now. I enjoyed them. Other people might not have.
It's funny when it's two people you don't particularly like. You're like, oh, okay.
Listen, I don't care about Rosemary.
Oh, she creeps you out. You said.
Well, yeah, that. And also, I don't, nope. So yeah, anyway, Rosemary got her ass whooped in real life. It's what you people call a shoot.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
it is.
A shoot?
You know, the terminology, I live a kayfabe life, so I don't worry myself with all those things.
You're like, what's
but,
that?
Yeah, I was like, I've heard that shoot. I've heard that. Oh, a shoot. Yeah.
Words mean things.
They do. They do. I had to Google the Wikipedia of all the wrestling terms when I first started, and I was like, I'm never gonna learn this. So
It's kind of like
okay.
when Matt Stryker and Jim Ross were doing commentary at Wrestle Kingdom, and like Matt Stryker was talking about shooting, and then like Jim Ross was like, "What is that?"
Yeah.
Yeah, the only unfortunate thing about this shoot was only Sexy Star knew she was shooting. Rosemary had no idea.
And that's why I don't like Rosemary. Because how you don't know? How is this confused?
Well, okay.
I feel like I know when people want to beat my ass for real.
Well, it was after the bell, so everything was going good, and then the bell rang to end the match. I guess like everything was supposed to.
So the match ended how it was supposed to end.
Right.
And then
all
Sexy
of this
Star looked at her and was like, "You voted for Trump," and then beat her ass.
Wow.
She had her in a cross arm breaker. Sexy Star has Rosemary in a cross arm breaker.
Right.
The wrestling version of the cross arm breaker, and
gotcha.
Rosemary taps out.
Right.
So you know how like when Sasha won the title, how she had the bank statement and then the bell rang, and then she did that like one little extra crank on Alexa, but then she let her go.
Yeah.
But you could tell she kind of held it in there for like another like 1/10 of a second longer than she normally would.
Mm-hmm.
Well, instead of doing that, Sexy Star just went to wrenching on her arm for like 10 or 15 seconds, like legitimately wrenching on her arm. And everybody thought she like popped her elbow out, broke her arm or whatever, but thankfully for Rosemary, it wasn't quite that bad. She just strained.
Like those were the initial reports. Is that she
dislocated
it, that she popped it.
Right. So she strained her biceps and her tendon and her triceps.
So here's my question, because I've seen a cross arm breaker clearly, but I don't know. There's no way to get out of it. There's no way to like Kick her in her eyeball.
The way you prevent it is you have to
Punch her
keep
in her stomach.
you have to hold your hands together. But because this was in the body of the match, there is no need for her to try to defend herself against
So
it because
once you're in it, you can't stop the person who's applying it
right
to
once they got
you
right
from
once they
actually hurting you.
right once they got your arms extended out and they got your basically one leg over your neck and your chin and the other leg over your body and then it's
Okay,
grabbing
so
her
she
arm.
can't like bite her calf muscle. Like there's nothing. No, that's so
No,
interesting. Like I'm really asking. Like that's so interesting. Because in
no,
my head, I'm just like there was something I would have to do something, and the fact that she couldn't do anything, that's interesting.
yeah.
This
It's one of the
sport, man.
it's one of those moves where if you're gonna counter it, you have to counter it from the very second they go for it. Because once they get it to the point where they can lean back and start jerking, it's too late. Yeah.
So apparently, this upset a lot of
Good
people,
to know.
including Cody Rhodes, who said that she'll never share a locker room with him, which I found confusing because then that means there'd have to be unisex locker rooms.
I just found that interesting that he thinks he makes those decisions.
Well, probably like he'd probably go to the arena and be like, "Is Sexy Star on the car?" Yes. Okay. Peace.
Yeah.
Right. And if you lose him, then it's like, well, she gotta go. Like, who has the most star power out of this?
I mean,
but let's be clear. He's just Cody.
She's married to some famous soccer player, though. I think.
Who Star is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so she got David Beckham money. She just here for shits and giggles. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Come on, Star.
She's the biggest pariah in wrestling right now. I mean,
that's so unfortunate.
Yeah, they're
nobody
like
wants to fuck with her.
That sucks. I don't actually care though. Because like, what does she have to do? Just take her mask off and she's fine, right? Like,
nah.
Oh, they know her face.
She's taking plenty of pictures with her mask off.
Everybody I don't know. Listen, I live a kayfabe life. I've never seen her with her mask off. I don't know. I thought she lived in the past. I don't know. And speaking of kayfabe, I was very confused as to why the little butterfly bitch. What's her name?
I don't know.
The butterfly, Marty's sister.
Mariposa.
Mariposa.
Yeah, I was like, why Mariposa got a mask on, but Marty don't?
He should be wearing the mask. I'm saying
he should be wearing the mask. We'll get to it later a little bit, but
yeah.
For most of her, for a lot of her career though, she's had a mask on. Like in the different promotions.
Mary Posa.
Yeah,
Star.
She's Mary Posa.
But if they're siblings, why would only one of them wear a mask? See, they didn't think it through. They need a woman on the staff to ask the deep questions. There's a story there. Maybe she's deformed.
Okay.
But you know what's the most over out of this whole weekend? It's the freaking cross arm breaker. Because now when I've seen it a few times, it's like, you know what? I have a lot more respect for how that thing can hurt you now than I did before. It's legitimately over. Just like the Styles Clash was a couple of years ago when AJ broke Yoshitatsu's neck. And everybody was like literally afraid of it. And you know what I'm saying? Nobody wanted to take it. That's about what the cross arm breaker is now. It's like people know it's legit now.
Mariposa is actually a very attractive young lady.
I wouldn't know. She looks like a demon butterfly.
No.
She looks like a demon butterfly, so the answer is no.
She said a demon butterfly. Oh my.
Yes.
Okay, she's cheerleader Melissa from that organization that you don't watch.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the one that doesn't exist? Or
yeah.
What? Oh yeah. Oh.
The one that I'm taking you to in New Orleans. Yeah, that one.
Speaking of New Orleans, gotta get my life together.
Dear Lord,
it's awful. I told Don we're gonna try for SummerSlam.
Wait, so what happened to WrestleMania?
Right?
Well, we're gonna try for that too. I have more faith in SummerSlam though.
God.
I say try for WrestleMania.
Oh, but I'm going to New Orleans. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to New Orleans.
Yeah, like I don't mind making an 8-hour trip
By hook or by crook, I'm going to New Orleans.
I did it last time. I'll do it this time.
I can't wait to be drunk with Sam, and he's just gonna be judging me silently. Oh my
I'll
god!
probably be drunk too. I mean, it's New Orleans. You can
What?
walk around and
I mean, it's New Orleans. You're not supposed to be sober.
yeah, right.
True. I mean, but it's it's happy hour somewhere, and that's never stopped Sam from being a. I'll drink water. You got any Mountain
What?
Dew? You know.
Okay. Now you're just telling lies.
No, you definitely drank Mountain Dew on the show.
Sometimes
You hurt my feelings.
I have coffee right now.
I started a wonderful drinking game, and we were like, "What are you drinking, Don?" He was like, "The finest of craft beer."
Well, I
Don
wouldn't
said,
call.
"What are you
IPA the
drinking,
finest.
Dee Dee?" I said, "Oh, I'm drinking. I think at the time I was drinking sweet tea vodka and lemonade, faking like I made a cocktail." "What are you drinking, Samuel?" "Mountain Dew." He killed the vibe like instantaneously, but I digress. It's fine.
Okay. Did any of y'all watch that fight?
No,
Of course.
No,
I knew it was gonna happen.
pretty
And
much.
if something different happened, Twitter would have told me for free.
That too. And there were plenty of streams on Twitter, so I didn't actually have to like watch it. I just had to like check in every once in a while.
Yo, there was this one dude on Facebook. He had the stream going, but he was like saying like, "I'm not gonna turn on the sound until like somebody sends me $100."
Oh man! Thanks for all the people who provided alternative ways for us to watch this event. Y'all are greatly appreciated. Y'all are the real MVPs.
For sure. And I feel bad for anybody who actually didn't get to watch the fight and they paid for it.
Well, they're supposed to be offering issuing refunds for those that didn't get to watch it.
You know, Floyd hate to come up off that money.
Right.
Well,
that's not coming out of Floyd. That's coming out of somebody else.
Yeah, I think Dana White said he's paying for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Floyd
that's the
thing about that money.
That's the thing I would love to know about is how the promotion for this worked, how they broke down the numbers, how they even what he sold Dana White to even let Conor do this. You know what I'm saying? The behind the scenes of this is just fascinating to me.
Well, you know, like this. Well, I mean, he let him do it because this fight pretty much made their year, so they're good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How much money did Floyd guarantee them for his services? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, what's the number?
Well, and also McGregor was like, if you don't let me fight Floyd, I'm just never gonna fight for you again. And I mean, since your homegirl got beat down,
his meal ticket.
You gotta kind of depend on Conor since John might be able to stay sober. So
yeah, John Jones is fucking his career up, man.
That makes me so sad because he's so good.
He's the one that didn't go to Syracuse, and now we know why.
Right. And his other two brothers are like, we got NFL championship rings, Super Bowl rings, kicking it. What's wrong with you, bro?
Yeah, exactly. Just out here not making his mama proud, and that's just the worst.
Have they released Sample 2 yet? Or they all or no?
No, they haven't. But he's not really putting up a fight. I mean, he's up and I mean, you know what I'm saying? He's kind of saying, yeah, it was in my system. The only thing that they are kind of really trying to say is that maybe it was something that was on the list that's good that may have something in it that's bad and needs to be taken off the list.
Okay.
That's kind of their defense right now.
That's a good technicality to have.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to go for, but I don't know if it's going to work out for him.
I mean, at this point, if I'm DC, it's just like, I don't want the title back, to be honest, because the match didn't happen the first time. The match happened the second time. You got beat up the second time. This man ain't been in the ring for a year, and he beat you up.
And you was out here crying.
Right. So at this point, I just be like, I don't care if he had it in his system or not. Like, he beat me badly.
Alrighty. Let's move on to this horrible shit show called Monday Night Raw.
Oh, look at the positivity. The power of positivity has clearly dismissed Sam all over. Like, bloop. Nah.
Okay, so Miz, Maurice, and the Mistrod came out to cut a boring 20-minute promo. Kurt Angle comes out. Miz says that Angle doesn't respect the Intercontinental Championship. He doesn't respect him. Angle said Miz would defend the Intercontinental Championship against the winner of a 15-man battle royal that will start right now. So the Big Show with his face cleanly shaven comes out first, followed by Matt and Jeff Hardy, and then Finn Balor. So then we go to this thing. R-Truth and Goldust were actually working as a team which is really strange because they hated each other a few weeks ago.
It's a battle royal, man. You know, and when you get in there, there's people trying to throw you out. You know, you just kind of hit anything that you see that's moving. It makes for strange bedfellows. I mean, you saw everybody throw out Kurt Hawkins at one time.
Well, that's just because he doesn't belong in wrestling.
Did you see what he put on Twitter?
Yes.
Where he had a picture of them everybody getting ready to toss him out of the ring. Compared that to when Bret Hart won the world title for the first time and everybody came out and lifted him up.
Oh, okay.
It was funny.
And he's like, "Thank you for holding me such high esteem," or something like that. It was perfect.
Right. Kurt Hawkins, a legend on the 1st and the 15th.
Yo, but like from what I've read about him, everyone backstage loves him. Like he is like the real MVP. Everyone absolutely adores him. They have no issues with him. He just and he's perfectly fine with being a jobber, and I'd be too if it means I don't have to be out here for like 5 minutes.
Oh, come on. They only let him on the show if he promises to help clean up afterwards.
That's fine. I can get a broom and a mop. Just give me some headphones.
So stuff happened. Let's see. Anderson missing a charge and running into the post. Gallows grabbed Matt Hardy's leg and pulled him to the floor. Matt brawled with Gallows and Anderson. And then one of the referees tried to break things up. And meanwhile, as the refs were distracted, Jeff Hardy and Finn Balor tried to eliminate Bo Dallas, but Miz interfered to keep Dallas in. Jeff and Balor had a stare down, which got a slight pop from the crowd. Jeff Hardy hit a double leg drop and teased the twist of fate, but Balor responded with a sling blade and the woo drop kick. Then Bray Wyatt, did his magic and appeared and threw Balor out because that feud has to continue.
It obviously does.
Let's see here. Jason Jordan threw out Axel and Dallas with a double clothesline. Jordan took out the goddamn Drifter at 16-13, but Jeff knocked out Jordan at 16-13, and then Jeff knocked out Jordan at 16-15 to get the win. So are they already splitting up the Hardys?
Watch your mouth about the Drifter, man.
I like him.
We walk with Elias over here. You've been gone for a few weeks.
Well, I don't know what. Yeah, y'all do what y'all.
Look, I couldn't stand him in NXT. Like I just didn't like him. But now that he has been put on Raw, and they use him similarly, but not exactly. And he looks like he's just been in the ring, like he's been, working out and trying to improve in the ring.
He look a little tanner.
He has a good look. I'm just like,
yeah, he does.
My God.
Yeah, he had to look like a whole snack, and I'm just like, yep, I can do this.
It's true.
This is fine.
Well, what they did was they did the same thing I've been saying they need to do with Jason Jordan is they rubbed him up with Kurt Angle. He always kept popping up around Kurt Angle, not saying shit, but just because you in that thing with Kurt Angle, you know what I'm saying, whatever you do, you know what I'm saying, it's going to get you noticed. So it was kind of funny, you know what I'm saying? He had 2 or 3 encounters, and then Kurt Angle finally was like, I seen you around here. What is your deal? And then, they brought him in from there. So
remember he got that rub from Dean too, right? He was playing behind Dean one day, and Dean was like, "The hell are you here for?"
Yeah, he just hit him with a chair. Oh, hit him with
Chris Jericho.
Yeah, like he got some rubs with some wrestlers that I was like, they were like, they put the spotlight on him and it worked. Jason Jordan doesn't have no personality.
Lissa, excuse me, what you think about the Balor Club tease?
I loved it. They need to go ahead and make that a thing. Like, if you're going to put the Shield back together, you might as well.
Memphis didn't seem to love it. I don't think they even understood what the hell was going on.
I don't understand what's going on. Who's the Balor Club?
Finn, Anderson, and Gallows.
The Good Brothers and Finn.
Yeah, I don't want
and the Good Brothers are ready. They're like, yeah. And Finn was like, I ain't so sure yet. But I mean, why not? If nothing else, it'll improve the Good Brothers. because most of y'all
and
don't like
Lord
them.
knows they need improvement.
But that's totally like from watching them in New Japan. That's totally WWE's fault. That's not
I've
their
heard
fault.
that. I've heard that.
That is
But
not their
again,
fault at all.
in this America, you're gonna have to take the blame for your own failure at life.
WWE just be out here ruining folks. They don't even care.
He's a white man. If you can't prosper here, where can you prosper?
Hey, what?
It's a white man in America. It's your fault if you don't win. Look, I sound like John Cena. Shit.
Okay, so Tasha interviews Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss says that Sasha Banks has never successfully defended the Raw Women's Championship, which isn't true. One of her reigns was 28 days. Bliss says she hopes that. But
did she? But hold on.
Rewrite history.
Did she have a match in those 28 days?
I don't know. I actually was looking for it earlier, and I lost interest.
I don't think she did. I think that like she was hurt or something, where they had just like kept her off of television.
I was trying to find it.
Bit.
I was trying to fact check because I'm pretty sure she's defended it before and won
successfully.
No, she hasn't.
I don't think she has.
She's won some non-title matches, but she hasn't won like the championship match. She always lose.
Yeah, she gets it at the she gets it the Monday. She gets it the Monday Night Raw, the first one after the pay-per-view, and then she loses it at the pay-per-view, only to win it the next day on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah,
she's never defended it and won it.
I'm pretty sure it was won somewhere.
That actually sounds right.
I'm gonna look up some more facts
because they didn't care about her and Charlotte playing hot potato with that championship belt at all.
Yeah, and every time she won it, she always won it the Monday after she lost it.
Which never made any sense to me, but then
never had it. Yeah, she never won it at a pay-per-view. She always won it at like the Monday Night Raws.
Yeah, because they were like, Charlotte has to be undefeated on pay-per-views, so Sasha has to lose every pay-per-view. And I was like, what is this? That doesn't matter.
Because remember she won it in Charlotte in the match where they had the like.
When she was in the
audience,
stands. Yeah, on the stairs.
Yeah. That's one of the times where she won it. But then I think after that match, they had the Hell in a Cell match, and then she lost.
She lost it.
So anyway, Enzo comes out, tries to get the crowd on his side, doesn't really work. Talks about Floyd Mayweather, which got booed because Memphis. I mean, come on, they love them. They're white people. Let's see. He has a match with Noam Dar, which was really bad. Neville was watching backstage. Let's see here. Neville's interviewed, and he says that if Enzo is the type of man coming after him, then he's going to hold the cruiserweight title forever.
Neville deserves better.
He deserves to be on the main roster.
He deserves so much better.
Messing with these cruiserweights.
I do like the fact that they are like teasing the fact that he's going to turn face, though.
He needs to be wrestling Cedric Alexander.
That's who he needs.
A long time to get to that.
Holding off on that, right?
That's who he needs to lose a title to, and then be like, "All right, I'm going to the main roster. I'm over this shit." Because I don't see the point in him. I love Evil Neville. I think he's great as a heel. He can stay a heel forever. He never has to be cute, smiley face Neville ever again. I'm fine with that. But just keeping him in the cruiserweight division to just rot. That division's not going anywhere. And Neville wrestles better than half the people on your main roster, to be honest. And those cruiserweight matches that be hitting the pre-shows, they're a lot better than a lot of those matches on the regular shows. Just, FYI.
So then Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman come out. Heyman talks about Braun Strowman and monsters in the closet or whatever the hell he's talking about. Lesnar just has enough of it. Grabs a mic and just basically says suplex city bitch, and that was it. That's all he needed to say.
I love when they let Brock cuss on TV.
I feel like that's in his contract.
Right.
I get one cuss word.
But Paul Heyman did lift up the 400 pounds that is Braun Strowman with his words and put him over, though. Talking about, I don't believe in monsters, but I believe in Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So
JK.
Cesaro and Seth Rollins had a match. What?
This is oh, go ahead.
It got no reaction from the crowd.
They were asleep the whole night. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I was saying. The only thing he popped for was fucking Jerry Lawler.
They didn't pop for Enzo, which everyone pops for Enzo. Even if they don't care for Enzo, they pop for Enzo. They didn't even pop for Enzo. If you can't pop for Enzo, you can't pop for nobody.
This is one of my dream matchups because I mean it's the CrossFit Jesus versus the Swiss Superman. They can do anything. I love these two to wrestle in a match, and the crowd was like,
just like it was no noise. It was like an empty arena match or something.
Just 205 live.
And they've wrestled each other before and had like good matches. So it's just one of those things. It's just like we can't get nothing out of y'all. Like I feel like that's why they did the thing with Dean and them. Just like we're gonna see if we can pull something out of y'all.
So Dean and Sheamus are brawling outside. Seth Rollins was distracted.
Oh yeah.
And Cesaro blindsided him for the pin. So Sheamus and Cesaro celebrating. Sheamus then challenged. He grabbed the mic because I remember he grabbed the mic and he challenged Ambrose to a match. Rollins and Ambrose came out, stood in the ring through a commercial. Let's see, they sat through a commercial break of like Cena's contract signing with the Reigns later. So by the time the match actually started, they've been out there for half an hour.
Wow.
So Ambrose won with the Dirty Deeds and the match with more interference, more distractions.
But they were into this match for some reason though. They actually made some noise for this one. Your boy Didi. We'll talk about Dean Ambrose a little bit later.
We don't have to.
Oh, we gonna talk about him.
You sure?
What did he do?
Yeah. Well, we got a list, and a lot of people are like, "There's somebody on this list that don't deserve to be on this list."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, mm-hmm. I'd imagine.
Imagine they put you on a list because you don't take no sick days. What the fuck?
They put you on that list on top of people you shouldn't be on top of, but that's
Can
a whole
you
other
imagine?
Story.
Because you never twisted your ankle. Get out of here.
Okay, so Emma and Mickie James were backstage hanging out for some reason. I don't know why.
Send them back to NXT, please.
Emma told Mickie James she was going to tweet #give Emma a chance to see how quickly it would trend. Emma said she lost to Nia Jax last week, but in the end, she was the one trending. I think she was trending because she got her ass beat. Like,
semantics.
Her name was associated with
just semantics.
Hey man, it don't matter what they say about you as long as they talking about you.
Mm-hmm.
All publicity is good publicity at this point.
Come on.
So James corrected Emma and said what was trending was give Emma CPR. That's funny. So
Nia Jax, she came up with that on the fly.
Emma's her usual rant about starting the women's revolution and how the new hashtag will be. Why am I talking about this? This is bullshit.
Why are they doing the whole I started the women's revolution like Paige didn't exist?
Because what people think is that
because Paige doesn't exist.
Paige does exist. She just got some things that
she's down in Mexico living her best life.
Something like
being
that.
the second wife.
Jesus.
You know.
So what I think they're building towards is what people are saying that they're building towards Paige's return and Paige is going to beat her up.
I hope so. Paige, come back, please, if you don't mind.
Without Del Rio.
Please, without Del Rio, because Del Rio is going to get you fired.
So the stipulation for tonight is if Mickie James beats Emma, she'll never say that she started the women's revolution again. But if let's see here, if Mickie wins, if Emma wins, Mickie has to tweet whatever Emma tells her to. So they have a match. Stuff happened. Emma wins. She reverses the cradle for a win. Emma grabbed the microphone and said, "I started the women's revolution," and repeats it over and over by hitting that up the ramp. And I'd just like to know what was the payoff here. What was the thing that Mickie had to tweet?
The stakes, well, that'll be next week, I'm sure. We should get out there in the middle of the ring and have to be on the Titantron.
Somebody would have told us.
Well, I mean, it's WWE, man. They got to build you up for next week. But, I mean, they literally just had a match where the stakes on the line were freaking hashtag. Are you serious? Creative has nothing for them.
Not even an organic hashtag. Like, when they did when Twitter just developed Give Divas a Chance, like not even something that's like organic and the fans want. It's just, we're going to put this out here and see if you guys take it.
Okay, so
I told you they need writers. They need more women to write for these women because women write women better, and it is at this point like WWE doesn't know how to write men. They most definitely don't know how to write women. Like,
Or at least they need some female agents to, structure the matches and do help that part of it too. Not even if the writers, that's whatever, but if they had maybe some female agents, because Sarah D'Amato is down in NXT, she's the main trainer and the women's agent. So those great matches you get to see in NXT from the women, she's working with them, putting them together. So yeah, they could definitely use some more women's agents.
right, and that's one of those like Triple H was like, maybe I should get a woman in here on this, and that's something that like Vince hasn't embraced yet. Vince needs to go ahead and let Triple H take over and just see what happens. Just kind of see at this point, just see what happens because this is a struggle.
Not gonna happen. You
hey,
better watch.
As long as they got that TV deal going, they're good. They don't care about any other shit.
You better, if you want to see Triple H do his work, you better watch the takeovers. You better watch NXT week to week and SmackDown from time to time, because Vince doesn't make all the SmackDowns.
No, he does. Oh, he doesn't. No, he writes them. He just doesn't. He's just not always there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So Triple H.
I mean, if you really think that it's a different show because Vince isn't there, that's not it. It's honestly. Oh no, okay. Just listen to me. Listen before you start jumping on me.
Go ahead.
Okay, it's a 2-hour show. You don't have to fill it with bullshit. That's why their writing is more, tighter. Because they're actually putting things that matter on the screen.
Right. It's streamlined because they don't have a lot of time to bullshit and waste around. I get that, but what I also think is because he's not there all the time, that people can kind of loosen up a little bit, and so it seems like SmackDown is just more fun.
Yeah, and then
doesn't seem as stiff and uptight as Raw does.
And then from what I've like read and stuff, SmackDown get a lot of input from Shane and from Road Dogg, which at this point seems to be a positive. And then some of the writers that were in NXT came up to SmackDown since SmackDown got more of the NXT wrestlers than Raw did. So there's just a familiarity right there with your writers that I don't think they have on Raw at this point.
So anyway, so now it's time for the Cena Reigns SmackDown. Cena just obliterates him. Reigns looks lost, like completely 100%. I mean, it was all scripted, but still, Reigns looked like a deer in the headlights.
I don't know about that.
No, it was no. It was scripted. I've heard.
I heard that too, but you can't tell me that when Roman forgot his lines.
That was just him like, dude.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. But from that point on to about the next 35 seconds of what John Cena said, that was all off the cuff, where he was like, "Come on, man, it's a promo. You got to learn how to do it."
It's personal. That was personal. Mm-hmm. You can't tell me that's scripted. That's personal. Like, whew. That hurt. That hit you all in your chest.
And take into consideration that Triple H has been on record saying that they're kind of in the business of kind of trying to sway the dirt sheets. So everything they putting out ain't always what's the deal. So, they might say, oh, put out to the dirt sheets. Oh, it was all scripted, but
I didn't hear her.
Nah.
I'm sorry.
John looked like he went for John on that at some points.
So anyway, go ahead.
And you have to give Roman some props. Like, he stumbled, yes, but think 2 years ago, Roman in that situation, he wouldn't have even gotten that far. Right. So there is growth in that. It's just you going after Cena, and Cena's one of those people who can cut a promo in his sleep. Like he can just put it on. He's he's Triple H in that manner. Like I always look forward to Triple H's speeches before NXT because I just be so like they're so motivating. You're just like, yo, I want to wrestle for you too. Like I'm one day I want to have a Triple H speech. Like I feel like he's gonna be a motivational speaker. It's gonna be perfect. And John Cena's kind of like that. He can cut a promo against anybody based off of just his own personal accolades and the fact that like he's the man and nobody's come in and moved him from that position, at least not, being the top babyface. So props to Roman for even making it to that part even with the stumble, because Roman a couple years ago would have just fell all out, and we would just been sitting there like, Roman, come on, dog.
I was so disappointed. I was just so hurt because John does what John always does. He tries to act like I did it for the people. I respect it so much. I wanted to be your U.S. champion. It's like, no, you didn't. You just wanted to avoid Nikki for 3 more months. Like, shut up. And it's like, that's all he had to say. That's all Roman had to say was, we all know you only took the title so you could avoid your girlfriend who was at home. Everybody knows this. So it's
I did want that shirt, though. I did want the "You Want Some, Come Get Some" shirt. Like, I'm really upset that WWE never made that into a shirt. Because I was going to purchase that one.
Yeah.
That's going to be the only John Cena shirt I ever bought, too. That was going to be it.
I'm very hurt that my nephews seem to like John Cena. I'm like, could you have gone for anybody?
No girl.
Other than the Caucasian one from Massachusetts. Like, could you be less of a stereotype?
That just reminded me of back in the day, like Bruce Prichard always tells these stories that The Rock and Triple H would have these face-to-face things like this, and Triple H would always invariably go off of the script, and it would mess Rock up.
Mm-hmm.
And Rock was having a hard time, getting what he wanted to get across because Triple H wasn't going by what they had, quote unquote, talked about. So Bruce Prichard told Rock, "Hey, it's live TV, man. If you go off script, you go off script with him. If you can handle, if it's bad, the ass chewing that you get from Vince, you know what I'm saying? Go off script with his ass." And so that's when The Rock started, really getting into his groove, into being a good promo man. But Roman he's never actually had the chance to just go out there and talk for himself. So that's one part. And B, he just seems like in every other arena you hear him talk, he's so natural, he's so cool, everything is there. And then he gets in the ring and like all of that goes away. He just becomes like a robot. And it's like, oh, that's not the Roman Reigns we need.
And it's so weird because his cousins, his best friends are the Usos. So it's like, you clearly have the capability, because you're not going to tell me that they weren't talking shit to you when you were 6 years old. Like, you've been doing this for 3 decades now.
Like, I feel like Tamina and Jimmy and Jay were just like, so you about to catch all these hands verbally. Are you prepared?
Like, I can just see them bullying the hell out of him and be like, oh, but we love you, but come on. Like,
stand up for yourself.
You got to keep up.
And he played football. So I also feel like they talk shit to you on the football field, too. Like, you need to be prepared for this.
Absolutely, they do. Is the problem that he just can't punch him in the face and like he just be like, I'd rather just hit you? Like, is that the issue?
I don't know.
He needs to work on it.
He does. I mean, because if Braun can do it, you can do it. That's where I got. Like, if Braun can do it, you can do it.
Yeah. I want more for him. And less for John. Go plan your wedding. Go home.
That may be televised.
No, he about to be.
What you mean maybe televised? It's about to be on the E! channel with an exclusive in People magazine. Like, what you mean?
Well, first he about to make a movie. He about to be in this Transformers movie, and then that probably will bring him right up around to like WrestleMania. He's gonna be busy, so you know what I'm saying. That's gonna be always something that seems to get in the way of the wedding. I'm sure.
Oh, for sure. But when it happens,
I just need him to marry her.
It'll be his own series.
Because I feel like if he marries her, she'll be less annoying to him.
No, that's not how that works. That's the lie you tell your fiance. She is going to be as bad, if not worse. Oh,
you're probably right.
Of course I'm right. I know how those kind of girls go. She'll be like, John, I really wanted to move into this house. It's got 2 pools. An indoor pool and an outdoor pool. John. I sound just like her. You know I do. Anyway.
All right, so Anderson and Gallows came out. They talked, and called them a couple of nerds. Angle ordered a match right now. So then they do the whole thing like, oh, will they get along or won't they get along? And I don't give a fuck. I mean, Roman could have just. I mean, if he really hated this dude,
should have
walked away.
Don't say could have. Should have.
I'm with you.
He should have sat his ass on that barricade talking about, since you can't do my job, go do it. Do yours and mine. Have fun.
They shouldn't have even had this. Either Roman should have either just punched Cena in the mouth and walked off, or they just should have let it be. But I'm tired of this 2 weeks in a row. We come out here and we square off, and then all of a sudden we got to work together, and then we go out here and have some semblance of teamwork and win our match. It's supposed to be we don't get along, so why the fuck am I gonna help you?
Exactly.
Right.
What's in it for me?
Right, because like you're not
win the match for what?
You're not doing that when him and Samoa Joe were in the ring together. And Samoa Joe was like, "Dog, I ain't talking to you. Like, go away. What are you here for? Like, you're not gonna do that with anybody else, but you're gonna make John Cena and Roman do it. Why?" And I feel like they also brought the Good Brothers out to hide or damper the fact that like Roman struggled, but it's like we all saw it. We were there. We watched him struggle. We watched Sheena say what he said. The Good Brothers can't come out here and have a match with him to make us forget that like all of 5 minutes ago you stumbled and you fell. So punch him in the mouth and be like, "I'm over this," and walk out. I have a little bit more respect for you for doing that than, "Oh, let's team up with John and be friends." No, we ain't friends. We ain't partners. We not tag team. Nothing. No, I'm going back to my locker. Have fun with that.
Okay, so John Cena and Roman Reigns won. Then the goddamn Drifter came out for a song. He sang.
You must have been miserable during SummerSlam. You got 2 songs off.
So Jerry Lawler, stood up and was like, "Hey, stop," because he was running down Memphis. He was like, "Hey, stop, just talking some smack to him." He's like, "Hey, you need to knock that off, because I got a guy here from Southpaw Regional Wrestling."
Oh goodness!
And I thought this was really stupid, to be honest. Yeah,
no way.
I did like the fact that like when he was getting his ass beat, the crowd started chanting, "He's got kids."
I thought the King was going to come down there, hit him with the big right hand, and give him a pile driver.
Oh, come on. He's like 87 years old. Come on.
And he had a heart attack on live TV, so yeah, that's not the smartest.
And a week later, they were feeding him Sonic on TV.
But yeah, this didn't go over well because I don't know how many people are really into Southpaw Regional Wrestling like that. And this is something that will probably work better on the NXT crowd that's a little bit smarter and into the internet for their wrestling than a Raw crowd that's more centered based on what you present to them on TV and not necessarily what you're doing on YouTube.
Right, because Southpaw is hilarious, but I had to go find it to watch it. That was a whole thing. Because I thought it was on the network, and then it wasn't on the network. And I was like, so where do I watch? I'm like, check the YouTube channel. Really? Fine. And it's hilarious, but I did that as like a fan who has a network and all of this. People who go to just live shows are not out there doing all that research. They don't know what it means. And he's like, Southpaw Regional Wrestling. They have no idea. They're just like, oh, it's Heath Slater in a costume. Cool. Like it just doesn't go over the same. Because when they did it, I was like, oh, that's cool. Because I knew what Southpaw was. But outside of that, if I didn't know, I was like, oh, okay. I guess that's cool.
Let's see here.
Where's Rhino? Does anybody know?
He's out being a Republican.
Oh, goodness.
He's probably eating all the cheese and crackers at catering. You know they got the best back there.
Apparently,
they actually got the Ritz.
Yeah, they got more than Ritz. They got that like those ones that look like octagons.
Oh, the special crackers, those are good.
Or he got the townhouse.
Those them
townhouse
Wegman crackers. Yeah.
There's something special about crackers.
You clearly have not been to a Wegmans. They got indoor crackers, outdoor crackers, Caucasian crackers.
You totally just missed my joke. Okay.
It wasn't funny. I'm sorry.
So, Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks. This is actually a good match. The crowd was completely dead for it, but it was a good match.
Alexa Bliss has gotten a lot better in the ring, man. She
Oh,
showed a
calm
lot
down. Don't defend your
at
Caucasian
SummerSlam.
queen.
Wait.
Don't do all that.
We are not gonna have this Alexa Bliss slander though. She's gotten better in the ring.
I
No
was
one's
told by
She's
Apple
always-
Care
slandering
she's
her. Who's
racist, so I
slandering?
don't like her.
She's racist. How'd you figure that out?
I was told by Apple Care.
Oh, okay.
What?
She's racist, but
Apple
you
Care
know what?
being
Never
what?
mind.
Apple Care being my girl from the newsletter.
What guys are you talking about?
She told me she was racist. I have no reason not to believe her. She got
What the hell
one
is-
good ethnic friend, like all good white people do. You know, it sounds right.
I mean, I guess you could be right because all the black girls on the roster hate her. You can tell.
And her only friend is a little Samoan, little ethnic other, not quite black though. Yeah, please.
Because Naomi kicked that girl in the head the last time they had a wrestling
Naomi
match.
don't like her. I don't care what nobody say.
Oh no,
Naomi had a big problem with her.
You know who has
Yeah.
a lot of heat? You know who has a lot of heat with the roster?
Sasha don't like her.
No, they said Sasha and her haven't gotten along since they were in NXT. So this goes real deep.
You know who has a lot of heat in the women's locker room? Lana.
That
What?
makes me sad.
They say that she just doesn't know how to shut up and doesn't know how to leave things alone.
That sounds right. Yeah, that's yeah.
Someone said she's the female Enzo.
I mean, not to mention the fact that you got 2-3 title shots and you hadn't wrestled a lick. Like, come on now.
She's so awful too. So anyway, yeah, Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks had a great match that I really enjoyed. You hear that, Didi? I enjoyed something on this show.
Look at you.
And it was ladies wrestling related. Yeah.
Well, I love ladies wrestling.
It's Bay versus Bay. It's
You
the
need
most
to-
difficult matches
you need
Bay
ever.
versus Bay. Can't believe you.
Donna, have you not been listening? You do not have a chance.
Oh, I know,
mean,
but
He might.
I'm
Those
just
types of
saying.
women never turn him down for that kind of thing.
Oh,
but
goodness.
I'm just saying, like, I'm the
Saying.
NXT guy, so I have a special place in my heart for all my NXT graduates, and when they get a chance to shine,
Oh,
and
bye.
especially when I see it on the horizon, and I try to tell y'all like 4 or 5 months before it actually happened, like, hey, Alexa Bliss is getting better. She's getting better. Y'all need to take notice.
Okay, which skills were you paying attention to? I'm just asking.
First, it was the mic skills, but lately it's been the wrestling skills.
She is good on the mic.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sure she's good on them.
And see, don't do that. And she
Wow.
is actually better than Sasha because Sasha still sounds like she gargles with marbles.
Does she have a lisp or an like what is that?
It might be tonsils
her accent.
or like
Mhm.
no, that ain't her accent. Don't nobody in Boston sound like that. That's a whole other. She just sounds like her throat is thick. Like
I
she
just
needs to
think
expand
Yeah,
her
it is.
airways or something. That's
Yeah, it
nasty.
is.
I
But
started
yeah.
to notice it more that she's on the main roster than I did when she was in NXT. And it's just like, girl, I hate listening to you talk on the mic because I
Very
just
much so.
don't really know exactly 100% what you're saying. And it's
like
just hard to
Charlotte.
listen to.
She's like Charlotte, Alexa.
You sound just like her.
I know.
But
It's
no,
just- it's
Alexa.
so thick. Ugh.
But Alexa really has improved. Like in NXT when she was a face, I didn't see it for her at all.
Oh no, she's
And
not
then-
made to be a face.
When
Oh,
they put
no.
her with her fiance, soon to be husband,
Who?
and his is
Blake
it
and Murphy.
Blake and Murphy. Well, she's married. She's dating one. She's engaged to one of them. I'm just not. I don't remember which one.
Yeah,
but
I'm
she's
not sure
engaged to
which
one of
one.
them.
Right.
Signs on their
But
bones,
when
just like Arthur.
when she
Oh,
got
Google
with
it, tell
them
me.
and they went heel, and she's never looked back. She's been healed ever since. And her mic skills have improved. Her ring. 'Cause I used to hate watching her in the ring too, because it's just like, oh, this is clunky. But no, she's gotten better. So shout out to Alexa for improving in the last year and a half. Good job, girl.
So anyway, she wins with the DDT, and Sasha Banks once again loses on TV.
Loses her title again.
Murphy. She's engaged to Murphy.
Yay, Google.
Google
Buddy
knows
Murphy.
He's Australian? That's
Yes.
Yes, he is.
cool.
So
Okay.
after the match, Nia Snacks came out to congratulate Bliss. It looked like she
She
was
ain't
gonna
no
come in.
snack. She a whole meal.
She's a whole meal.
That's
Yeah.
a whole lot of wine.
Okay, like when she lifted her arm, everybody thought she was gonna clothesline her, but instead she went and rammed Sasha.
This is like,
I thought that was great. So then she puts her up on her shoulders like she's Bret Hart, carries her around the ring a little bit, and then just drops her.
That's beautiful.
That was great. I'm actually looking forward to this next.
Only thing that made Sasha's less acceptable.
I thought they were going to do the straight Diesel and Bret Hart as Shawn Michaels, where she was just going to do the lap around the ring with her.
Nah.
But nope. So what y'all think? 3-way or 1-on-1?
Does Sasha get a I guess she
1-on-1.
technically doesn't. Sasha technically does get a rematch.
They don't do 1-on-1s. You know that they do 5 women at one time.
Yo,
that
8 women at one time.
They don't have 8 women.
Pornography. That sounds like the Playboy Channel.
Sounds like some Wilt Chamberlain type of
Right.
stuff. 8 women at one time.
Sounds like Kobe Bryant and his alleged hoe phase. Like,
Oh goodness.
I said alleged. You can't sue me.
I guess we'll find out on what, Monday. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a triple threat. Unless Bailey comes back, then it's a fatal 4-way.
Oh, I don't want that. I want.
That's so annoying now.
You took the title off my Sasha Bay, which means you're ready to give it to the big boss. So let her have it.
But is Nia about to get the storyline that we thought Sasha was going to get, where she turned on her friend? Looks like they're about to put that in motion.
See, I don't even know if that's even the same, because who really thought they were friends?
And Nia has made it very clear from day one, I'm coming for your title. She's never once made Alexa feel like, oh, we're good friends and I'm never going to betray you. No, she's always let Alexa know. So we can be friends, but once you get ready to lose.
She straight up told her, like I want your belt.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, it was like Alexis was trying to be like, oh, that's not her priority. But it's like, she just said it was. Like, do you listen? You didn't hear her?
All right. So I don't think it wouldn't be a turn. It would just be a heel versus heel, to be honest. Like, that wouldn't make, at least not for me, it wouldn't make Alexa a face, because you knew it was coming. Like, you can't really be that surprised by it. You know it's coming. She's told you that she wants your title, and not in a, well, who do you think is better kind of way. Right, it's in a nah, I'm gonna destroy you. Just FYI.
Well, the good thing about it was the crowd was really behind it. Nia got a big pop, and everybody seemed to be down with it. Yeah, so
I'm so happy for her.
Alrighty, so we're going on to SmackDown because
allegedly, SmackDown matters or whatever.
Hash the tag.
Hash that tag. This week's Smacky Downy was in Little Rock, Arkansas. They just told you right out that the main event is going to be Shinsuke Nakamura and Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal and Rusev. But to start off the show, the Singh brothers come out, apologize to Jinder for their incompetence regarding their match last week, as that is what led to Nakamura laying even one finger on him. And they said that they would kiss his feet in his apology. That's nasty. And so Nakamura's music hit before they had a chance to follow through. The Singh brothers jump. It becomes a 3-on-1 fight. Orton comes down because, again, they have a match later tonight. He helps clear the ring. Rusev comes in, lays out Randy with a super kick. Then Jinder lays out Nakamura with the Kalas. Don't know what that word is.
Kalas.
Collage.
Sure. However you want to say it. Whatever makes sense for you. So that's your opening segment. Next is Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable in their first match as a tag team against the Ascension. Now, since I said the Ascension, I assume you know who won. Yes?
Yeah. Let's give a big shout out to Shelton Benjamin.
Let's do the process of elimination first.
for being able
Feel free.
Was it Connor and Victor? Can we eliminate them?
Yeah.
Okay, so who do we have left?
Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable. So yeah, Chad eliminated Connor. Then he shoved Victor into Shelton Benjamin, who then hit the pay dirt for the win.
Yeah, world's greatest tag team 2.0. And Shelton Benjamin got out of Houston. I don't know how, because there was a lot of rumors that he hadn't left before the hurricane hit, and they weren't sure if this match was even going to take place. But somehow he got out. So, good for him. And
Sass probably wasn't in Houston to begin with.
No, he lives in Houston. So
yeah, but that doesn't mean he was there.
No, they said they talked to him and he hadn't got out. So they were really worried.
Y'all just believe anything people tell you, huh?
I mean, it takes them 24 hours to get out of Houston.
I'm reading them dirt sheets.
Listen, if it take him 24 hours and he was like, "Oh, I ain't out yet," and he suddenly shows up in Little Rock, odds are he
said it outside the building on his cell phone.
Like, listen, I'm not here to cause no conspiracy theories. I'm just telling you that odds are he was lying about where he was. I don't know.
Probably hiding from his wife. He's like, no.
Listen, I'm a conspiracy theorist. Shout out to Bo Dallas. I just,
One thing about it though is Shelton Benjamin looks fancy. He had a little ring rust, because he's been on the action for like 9 months. But yeah, he looks the same as he did like a decade ago. It looks like he doesn't age.
Yeah, black don't crack. Yes. So, it's not an answer. Shout out to Judge Judy. The Usos and the New Days are going to have a match later on. Yay. Stipulation being that the winner chooses the stipulation for the tag team title rematch. Backstage, Renee is interviewing Baron Corbin, and she's like, "So let's talk about how you squandered your Money in the Bank title match like a whole asshole." Like a whole asshole. She did that. He was like, "What, bitch? I didn't do that, bitch." I'm.
You're paraphrasing. Yeah.
There you go. But that's what he meant. He's like, no, John Cena distracted me. And if, John Cena hadn't run away to Raw, he'd have learned about himself for taking his chance away. And then he said that last week AJ promised him a match for the U.S. title, and he's going to cash that in because AJ has the open challenge for the title now. So that's starting. And what happens is with an open challenge is the first person who comes to the ring is the person who is the opponent. It's very simple. Just so happens that even though Baron has told us he's on his way, Ty Dillinger beat him to it. So Corbin's right behind him. He's like, "What the hell are you doing?" They're fighting on the outside. Ty beat his ass just enough to get into the ring first. The referee's like, he got into the ring first. It's his match. Sorry, Charlie. Move your ass. So, officially, AJ Styles versus Ty Dillinger for the U.S. Championship. It's a cute little match. Very not long. AJ locks in the calf crusher. Ty taps out. And then, for whatever reason, Ty decides to roll to the edge of the ring where Baron Corbin pulls him out and throws him into the barricade.
Todd Dillinger is clearly not a Didi Jonay guy because he would have known. Don't turn your back, Mustafa.
If anything, you stay in the middle and keep your eye on the cycle with the balding hairline. The
balding hairline and the thinning hair. It's a whole thing.
What do I know? So, AJ attacks Baron, sends him reeling back. That's the end of that. Backstage, Jinder's talking to Rusev, and he's like, "This is about revenge for friends." And Rusev's like, "Hold on, you're not my friend. You're just my partner. And after this match, I'm coming for your title."
Cool.
Next, the second best entrance music in the business.
Glorious.
Yes.
I won't give in until I'm victorious. I won't even.
Okay,
it's good. It's great.
It's perfect.
I let you go because I was grooving in my house. I was like, okay. God.
And I think wasn't he wearing the purple robe?
I think he was.
On Tuesday. Looking
it's just so flawless.
Excellent. Just good job. Yes.
The music, the aesthetic.
And the fact that man is 40 years old blows my mind.
I'm just trying to figure out why the 40-year-olds who try to check for me don't look like that. Like, why can't they look like that? Like, that would be most good. I could be like, "How you doing?"
Right.
But instead they look like, I don't know. random uncles.
Then you know this National Make a Friend Day or whatever.
Listen, just because it's a good line doesn't mean he needed to be the one to use it.
It's a good line for
It was
somebody
a
else,
good line.
right?
I can't lie. I was like,
for somebody else, right?
It wasn't his. It's not his wheelhouse. He should sell it. It's a really good line, but you can't look like how he look. You can't look like Lil Daryl and try to give me that line. Like that's not how that works. Sorry, not sorry. So anyway, best music in the business. He's fighting Mike Kanellis. It's not an answer. Yes.
Mike Kanellis, who states, "My wife is harder than most of you jobbers."
And he also checked the fan and was like, I get a paycheck every week, so bump being on TMNA. I was like, you know what? That's real.
Oh, he's trying to say them bitches don't pay?
Yeah, like a fan was like, you ain't gonna be nothing but a bum in the WWE since you left TNA. Da, 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 da. And he was like, yeah, but I get paid every week. And then Matt Hardy was like, man, don't it feel good to get a consistent check? I was just like, yo.
That's awful.
Y'all stay taking shots at TNA.
They're like, but my direct deposit work though.
Right. I'll be a jobber for these checks.
Okay. You know Matt Hardy looking to get his fucking cheap shots in wherever he can on
all the
TNA.
Time. Especially since they won't bring over the delete gimmick.
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah. So the glorious DDT is how our dear Bobby Roode won the match. Next, Owens is out there talking about last week's event.
Well, hold on, he interrupted our boy, Aiden English, the Shakespeare.
That's not how the notes go.
Oh well, Aiden English was in the ring. Wrong. He was in the ring
singing with them glasses on.
Yeah, and then Kevin Owens came out there and said that the people of Arkansas, they too hillbilly to even get the greatness that is Aiden English singing. So
and get out his ring.
Right. Step to the left.
I don't know who I want to hear less, Aiden English or the goddamn Drifter.
How dare you? Anyway,
I'm enjoying both of them right now.
Same.
I have no patience for you.
You're impatient? No way. Do you mean it? Oh my god.
Hey, stick to your nose, Didi.
Listen, sarcasm fun is deep and out here. So he's mad, Kevin is, about how Shane interfered in the match, made himself the referee, and cost him his title. He said Stephanie would never abuse her power like that. Not on Raw. Nope. But this isn't Raw. This is SmackDown. Not the land of opportunity, but Shane's personal playground. Then Shane come out like, fuck wrong with you? And then Owens is like, of course you come out and steal the spotlight. And Shane's like, okay, Corbin was biased and he left. And obviously you need a referee for your match. So of course I put the shirt on. And the only reason why you lost is because you lost. And nobody wants to hear you complaining anymore. And then he's like, get out of the ring.
Aiden, you got a match versus this guy.
And guess who it is? The chicken.
Good old Sammy.
Because the chicken and the Peter are never, ever going to stop being a thing. Because they're the besties.
Oh, yeah.
So, long story not so long, Kevin decided to be a referee his damn self. And then proceeded to give a pop-up powerbomb. Excuse my alarm. Decided to give a pop-up powerbomb to dear Samito. And then told Aiden to cover him for the 3 count. He did it fast just to make sure that Aiden could win. And that is how Aiden won over our dear Syrian Sammy.
Kevin was out here looking so distraught. Just all sick, mad puppy.
Emotional.
He looked like he hit me. His face looked puffy. I was like, are you sick or have you been crying? Like,
don't ever let men tell you they're not emotional, boo-boo. They be in their feelings.
Right. So Kevin be out here throwing full-fledged fits.
So Renee asked Shane his thoughts about the win, and Shane is like, no, it's going to be stricken from the record books. He heard Owens left the arena, and he's going to leave as well. So then Daisy is talking to Dolph Ziggles about his persona, and he's still being sarcastic, but it's not as interesting. He says some shade about Finn Balor, about Aiden English, about the other one, the Drifter. You know, a whole bunch of stuff.
I think he talked about Bobby Roode too in his robe.
Oh, see, you know what? I took that as Ric Flair shade, and I was like, not the time. But you know,
Too soon.
Bobby Roode is probably what he meant. I was like, what are you doing? Like, are you just going scorched earth right now?
All I know is whatever Dolph has planned, like whatever this is going to be, it better be good.
No,
Because
it's gonna be Eva Marie. It's gonna be a dud on purpose.
On purpose.
So is it you doing that he's gonna be a complainer?
I meant to do that.
He might come out and like the just straight like ringmaster, just plain ass nothing, like generic ass creator player number one.
I hope not.
I stopped paying attention to Dolph a long time ago.
Yeah, everyone kept saying
it's really easy when he's not around.
Yeah, everyone kept saying that his promo was as good as the Miz's was last week.
Psych your life.
And I was like, no, it wasn't.
And I loved Dolph, but no, it wasn't.
So who told you that? Dolph's family members? Did they tell you that?
Say again?
No, she said that like something people tell her that like it was as good as like the Miz's promo. And I was like, who told you that? Dolph's family members?
Yo, like I was checking the hashtag, the people, and I'm just like, no, Miz, like honestly doesn't get the respect that he deserves. Dolph be out here doing some stupid shit like that I just don't agree with. And it doesn't help that the WWE always has him losing, but ever since Vince took that championship title away from him all those years ago, he ain't never been right since.
Twice.
And hopefully Sami Zayn doesn't get in that position.
Oh, no, he's starting.
They rapidly are approaching that territory with him, and Sami Zayn could legitimately be the fucking WWE champion as a babyface, like the white meat WWE babyface fight from behind.
He's the one. Yeah, no, he's the one. He's the one guy that I think that they legit could do a Daniel Bryan with him.
Oh yeah,
right.
Oh yeah.
Like, but they keep trying to do it to everybody else, and it just doesn't work.
And the thing with Sami too is you can tell, like Sami's just happy to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can tell he just genuinely enjoys wrestling. He's just really happy to be here. And he's like, you want me to feud with Kevin this week? Cool. I mean, like I ain't feud with him 3 weeks ago, but that's fine. You want me to be the butt of Jericho's joke? Fine. I don't care. I'm going to get a good match out of it. I mean, Shinsuke hasn't had a good match since on the main roster. I'm like, Sami's right there, y'all. Did you not watch the NXT special? Like, that's Dallas Takeover was amazing. Sami, help Shinsuke out, please. Like, it's there. Let's do it. Part 2. Poor Sami.
That match against Jinder was abysmal.
Well, that's because... Anyway, let me go quickly before my battery dies on my notes. Anyway, the Usos fought the New Day. Xavier came down. He, of course, as you heard in our update, is injured. So he's wearing a brace, and he has a sign that says, "It's sore." Because we like entendres.
Mm-hmm.
Me too. So, what had happened was Kingston had Jay in a Dragon Sleeper. Jimmy broke it up. Then Kingston rolled Jay up, missed the tag, and then Jimmy rolled up Kofi for the win. Daisy's talking to Carmella. James Ellsworth shoos her away and interviews himself. And then she's like, James, you're so stupid. Last week you told the whole plan and you ruined it. I could have been the champion by now. But, And then Addie's like, well, if you cashed in on me, you'd have been the next Baron Corbin. Ooh. That's
damn, they got that shovel out on Baron Corbin. Damn.
She said she'll get her revenge for the double cross when they meet in a match next week. Go ahead.
They don't even bother, digging it for him. They just smack him over the head with it. And
knocked him in the hole, right?
Yeah, knock him in the hole.
Jesus, the women talking shit about you. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
It was all good. It was all good just 3 weeks ago.
When Renee hit him with her line, I was just like, oh.
You squandered.
Like, she really...
Like, that shit is so rude.
This is a woman who tries to get over her goddamn cat.
Who is your lispy ass talking to? Squandered an opportunity. But anyway, after Carmella and Natty finish talking, Carmella walks away. Naomi comes into the scene and essentially tells Natty that her rematch is in 2 weeks, so be prepared.
Did you see all that black girl magic
All of it.
when Naomi stepped to her and had that little look on her face like, you got a lot going on, girl. Oh, she's gotten so much better. Getting the title was the best thing that ever happened to her career
Amen.
because it gave her confidence, and her mic skills have gotten so much better by just being confident as a champion. Like even in the Jericho interview, she was like, my mic skills are probably my weakest thing, but with her being the champion, she definitely, found the confidence, and now she has just got everything. She has the perfect baby face. When she walked in the screen, you could hear the crowd react to her. She is just, yeah, she is there right now. I love Naomi.
I'm so proud of her.
And her mic skills might have, her winning the title might have been the best thing for her career. Her Instagram is the best thing that happened to me. So.
Anyway, next, Tamina fought a woman. What does Sam call them? Local jobbers?
Tina Stock was her.
No, I know her name. I know her name. It's in the notes. But I just want local competitor. There we go. Yeah, Tina Stock. That's who she is. Obvi, she lost.
She lost all her stock.
Tamina whipped her ass from stem to stern.
Lana is
She went with a super kick. Lana was on the microphone telling her to crush like she's a woman Rusev or some shit.
Lana failed.
And then after
that was so annoying.
There was some like a photo shoot or whatever, but it's not like she touched up Tamina's makeup. So what kind of photo shoot was this?
She didn't even fix the girl hair. To be
she
honest,
did the whole makeover. Tamina need to get out of the duster and all the black. She need a whole 180, but
she need a
maybe
red
that's coming.
They're trying to make her look like
V-neck, snacky snack.
But why did Lana keep the microphone during the match? Like
because she wants everyone to hear her say "crush."
That bugged me. I was like, girl, we could hear you saying "crush" with the microphones in the ring. We don't need you to actually have a mic. And then why are you telling this grown ass woman to crush? She's not your fiance, soon to be husband. Like. She is most definitely a grown woman who's been in this ring a lot longer than you have. What are you doing? It just, it all just felt icky.
I'm glad she's back as a manager because that's her, that's the spot she deserves to be in. And plus we get to see the business suits.
She wasn't in a business suit.
Yeah, she was.
But the shape was better. It was cute.
Yeah, we get to see the legs.
The legs matter.
When she was wrestling, when she was wrestling, she had the kind of ball gown on, and it,
Yeah, don't nobody want to see her in a ball gown.
That cheap ball gown.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Naomi got all the clothing budget. I don't know how they divvied it up, but she was like, "I'll take all of that."
She got the clothing budget and the weave budget,
the weave budget, not just for SmackDown, but for SmackDown and Raw.
Naomi be spending her own money.
Well, then it's money well spent because it's almost like somebody told the woman, "You got $1,000," and Naomi was like, "I'm just gonna take $950. Y'all work on the rest. I got it."
And her makeup is flawless for to be a dark skinned woman and your makeup to be flawless. Yo, that's difficult. As a dark skinned woman,
her makeup artist is Asian.
Shout out to the Asian makeup artist.
Even a black man, Asian man. I was like.
Congratulations.
Is that Sasha's husband?
That might be Sasha's husband.
Might be.
He's a seamstress.
Okay.
Well, about to say, if he is, he'd be like, "We'll see." Naomi
didn't he used to wrestle at one point?
Yeah, he used to wrestle.
Okay.
He used to wrestle. Now he's a seamstress.
Well, the thing is, he used to make cool costumes for himself, and I guess they were like, "Oh, hey, why don't you come to our costumes?"
That's an interesting life trajectory. I'm not mad at that.
And it was probably a better check,
right? Probably got back problems though, been over that damn sewing machine. Anyway, the most important part of the night for Dawn is up. We got Fashion Files.
And we got
Back
a whole
to basics.
Yeah, we got a whole intro and everything.
Including not Chuck Norris.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And if you notice, the 2B was in the middle of the board, and even though they didn't have none of the names underneath the pictures, everybody in their name had a B in it.
That's correct. Yes. So they're focusing on that clue. 2B. They look at the new technologies the boys in the lab created. That's very CSI. Fandango grabs a belt and say, "Hey, this is a title." Bree says, "No, it's a
Just a
belt.
belt.
Just a belt." So then they're focusing on a black light that can see things in the dark. After admiring the shirts, they notice that there are arrows painted on the file boxes stacked right beside the clue board. Eventually, it points to the note that they found 2 weeks ago. Now it says "to be," and in black light, after throwing out names like Bob Ross and Shinsuke Nakamura, they figure out someone who would be interested in poetry, Shakespeare, or artistry. And I felt very accomplished that I knew the answer was Aiden English. Dun dun dun. To be continued next week. What did Aiden do? Next, this is your main event. Shinsuke of the Nakamuras and Randy of the Ortons versus Jinder Mahal and Rusev Machka. The things, they happened. Mahal worked over Nakamura. Rusev beat up Orton. Then Mahal beat up Orton. And then Orton tags in Nakamura, who works over Rusev. Then Jinder tries to come in. Orton blocks it. Nakamura hit the knee off the top rope. Ooh, what you drinking? Then he hits the I can do two things at once, yes. Then he hit the Kinshasa for a win. Nakamura and Orton are celebrating in the ring, but Orton is Orton, aka an asshole or viper, if you choose to use that term. And hits Nakamura with an RKO. Hashtag out of nowhere. And then he poses on the middle rope as the show goes off.
Why is he getting a title shot? Or
because he's Caucasian.
You lost 3 times. You don't get to do this again.
You do when you're Caucasian.
Don't worry.
It ended up being like a triple threat match or something.
Nah, don't worry. Nakamura going to dislocate his jaw next week. Don't worry.
I hope so.
God damn, y'all are just merciless. It's stereo.
Yo, I used to when I first started watching wrestling, I said this in the first episode I was on. I loved Randy Orton. I just thought everything about him was just awesome. Because I just loved how smooth and consistent and complete he was in the ring for me. But that was 5 years ago. And it's not the same anymore. And so now I'm just like, Randy, what are you here for? I mean, besides RKO and people out of nowhere, what are you here for? And I mean, if you're not Seth Rollins, you shouldn't be taking an RKO because he's the only one who takes it, and I just enjoy it. But either way, he doesn't deserve a title shot.
He does not.
Yeah, so that's gonna be pretty lit next week. Nakamura and Orton. That could be the match that maybe people get the real Nakamura. Maybe Randy could take the strong style. I think a lot of guys are afraid to take the strong style, and that's why we haven't seen Nakamura's best yet.
That makes no sense if half the roster, if not all the roster, is bigger than him. Y'all be fine. He would be okay. If AJ and Finn can take it and Sammy can take it, y'all can take it. Promise. Whatever.
So, well, the only people I know for sure who could take the strong style is the Singh brothers, because Randy been throwing them around from day one, so I know they're adapt.
He's trying to see how far up in the air he can throw them.
So I'm pretty confident that they would be able to handle the strong style, but I don't know about Jinder. Well, at this time, we just want to let everybody know, please support our sponsors. The show is brought to you by Amazon.com. Do some shopping through Amazon, through CSPN.us. Go to our website, CSPN.us. And then there you can click on the tab that says support our sponsors, support the podcast. And there you just click on Amazon, do your shopping like you normally would. Some of the money will come back to the network to help keep all the podcasts free here on the CSPN. So CSPN.us and Amazon.com, do it today. Going to get into NXT, highly anticipated NXT, as we're coming off the Brooklyn Takeover shows and the recap show that took place in Brooklyn. Now this is the first show back in Full Sail since Brooklyn Takeover. Show starts with Alexander Wolf and Eric Young out in the parking lot, and they are slumped. Somebody has wrecked shop. Then they pan the parking lot, and you see a Bunch of bodies everywhere, security guards, other wrestlers. Then you hear people calling out for Regal. Regal comes out, and then you see three shadowy figures leaving the scene. Then we get the NXT champion, Drew McIntyre. He comes out to cut his first promo as a champion, puts everyone on notice in the locker room that it's the McIntyre era. McIntyre says all they got to do for a title shot is just ask for a fight. Roderick Strong comes out. He asks for the title shot when he beats Bobby Roode later tonight. McIntyre says that he likes Strong, that he stepped up like a man. Then McIntyre asked him told him that Roddy better be ready to get knocked out like a man. So our first match, we get Peyton Royce, aka Peyton Royce, versus Ruby Riott. Billy Kay hits a big boot on Riott on the outside. Billy Kay then rolls Ruby Riott back into the ring. Peyton Royce hits the Fisherman suplex, and Peyton Royce gets the win. Don't be surprised if Peyton Royce is your new NXT champion for a little bit. I think the time is perfect. I think it'll be the good setup to get Ember Moon to the title because, the iconic Ember Moon have kind of had this, underlying thing going on for a few months in NXT that's on again, off again. So I think Peyton Royce getting the championship and Ember chasing her would make for some really good TV. Next, we get William Regal. He's making comments on the attacks from earlier tonight when he gets barged in on by Cassius Ohno. Ohno wants and is granted a no DQ match next week against Hideo Itami. Then we get Heavy Machinery versus two local talents. Heavy Machinery hits the trash compactor on the local talents, and they get the win.
That looks like that hurts so bad.
Yeah, because they put one guy on top of the other guy, and the other guy on the bottom kind of wasn't in the correct position. So, yeah, he really got squashed.
Yeah.
Then we get video of Lars Sullivan beating down No Way Jose in Brooklyn. Then Lars is in Regal's office, and Regal says that his actions require some kind of punishment. Regal says that next week, Lars will face 3 men in a handicap match. Now it's time for our main event, Roderick Strong versus Bobby Roode. Roderick Strong hits 2 of his strong back breakers on Roode, and he gets the win. After the match, Drew McIntyre comes out on the ramp, and he poses for the title when out of nowhere, Adam Go, baby! Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish attack McIntyre on the ramp. Adam Cole gives Drew McIntyre a DDT, and when security comes out, they make their exit. The trio did their damage, and they are leaving out of the arena screaming, "This is their NXT." The beginning and the end was basically like, the parts that you were tuning in for. The middle was okay, but I really, like I said, I just think the world of Peyton Royce. So seeing her be able to beat Ruby Riott when Billy Kay couldn't just kind of makes me think that she might be poised to kind of move into that slot just to have a kind of a heel for Ember Moon to go after. Because really, I think the destination for the title is Ember, but I think they wanted to go through a program first to win it. So, of course, the beatdown in the beginning was very reminiscent of something that the NWO would have done back in the day. I mean, they just scanned through the parking lot, and there's just people just strewn out all over the place. So, looks like it's going to be a kind of a slow burn, but yeah, I'm real excited to hear Adam Cole, O'Reilly, and Fish get on the mic and kind of put out their mission statement about what's going on and what the name of their group is. And so this is going to be a lot of fun. If y'all aren't watching NXT, I would suggest y'all, really start investing some time in it, because it looks like it's going to be a bunch of stuff going on between now and the Survivor Series, where the next takeover is going to take place. So get into it. Alyssa, what'd you think about it? What were your takes?
So I like Peyton Royce, always have. I don't really so much care for Billy Kay. I think that she still has some growing to do, but I do like the iconic duo. But like watching Peyton Royce from where she was like a year or two ago when she got put on NXT to now, she's improved significantly. And I would be okay if they put the title on her and had Ember chase her. And then I also want to give props to Ruby Riott, because when she had, what was it, the Fatal 4-Way, with Asuka and all of them, I was like, oh, girl, you were struggling. But in that short period of time, she's improved quite a bit too. So it was nice just to see that they're both just getting smoother and more confident in the ring, and also just getting more familiar with each other. So I think the women's division will be fine if they just kind of figure out who's going to be champion. I was confused why they didn't even talk about that though. Like they were like, oh, this is what we're going to do since we don't have a women's champion. They didn't say anything. They were just like, that didn't happen.
It's going to be next. They put out a thing where next week Asuka was going to come out and address the crowd.
Yeah, but we know why you lost. You've been stripped. That's the problem that I have is NXT is taped. So anything that happens, we already know about. But on top of that, we already know that you got hurt. We found that out the day, Saturday, or Sunday, SummerSlam. Like we found out you were injured. So you don't have to address the crowd. Regal should just come out there and be like, look, so this is what happened. And we stripped her of her title. She'll be back in 4 to 6 weeks. This is what we're going to do to find a new women's champion. I don't feel like Asuka has to come out there and like plead, especially since then that kind of makes her a face, and she's not. She's a heel. Either way.
I don't know about that. I think she's whatever she needs to be for that particular match. She's kind of like Brock. Like they just like to cheer. The people just like to cheer her because she's a badass. It doesn't matter if she's a heel or a face, or she's wrestling a heel or a face. They just fucking cheer her.
That's true. I look at her, I guess since like most of her matches have been against Ember Moon as of late, I look at her and go, well, Ember's supposed to be this like beacon of like shining hope, the person who's going to beat the streak. Right. And so I look at Asuka and go, you're the heel, even though, I mean, technically you're not really anything. They don't really know what you are, which has been seen when like she fought Bayley and stuff. They weren't really sure what they were doing, what she was going to be. And that's fine. As far as the rest of it, Drew McIntyre, every time I look at him, I just go like, you're supposed to have this really nice Southern drawl and you don't. You're European, and it throws me off. But I think that him being champion is good. I'm proud of him. It's a redemption story that WWE can keep telling with him for like the rest of the time that he's in the WWE. Like even once they call him up to the main roster, they can tell the same exact story over again. Just do it from Vince picked me and I didn't make it, so I'm here, and I took the NXT over so I can take over the main roster. So I'm fine with that. I'm excited to see what Bobby Fish and Adam Cole and them are going to do. Just because it looks like what they're positioning to do is that Bobby Fish and them are going to get the tag titles, and then Adam Cole's going to become champ. I'm fine with that. Like, create a faction. It makes NXT seem more important. Then that also means that you can bring in other factions possibly. Or other factions can be formed. So, I'm excited to just kind of see what this is going to be. And I agree with you. It is kind of like very NWO. And that's even better. It makes it feel fresh. It makes NXT feel important again. Like NXT has been kind of the B show just because they lost all their talent when they did the Superstar call-up last year, the draft last year. So now you've basically like built up your talent that was left, and you called up a few people, but not enough to like wreck your entire division. And then you're bringing in Adam Cole and them, and they bring all this star power. So you're going to get more people to want to watch NXT just because they follow their careers. So it's just a positive for NXT. Shout out to Triple H. Like Triple H and Rhea Regal are like, we're going to find talent. Don't worry. So I'm excited. I now make a more conscious effort to watch NXT because I had fallen off just because all the talent that was on NXT that I liked was on the main roster. So I stopped watching and I would just watch takeovers. But now with these changes that they've made, I've most definitely sat down and really made a much bigger effort to try to watch NXT because it's getting a lot better. And the women are improving and the wrestling is improving because the people that were, they're getting more shine. So they're getting more time in the ring, and there's progression and growth there. So good job.
I got one question.
Mm-hmm.
What's your take on the Velveteen Dream?
I love him. I am perfectly okay with whatever Prince androgynous look he's going for. I'm good with it. I love it. I love everything about it. And he's so powerful and strong in the ring. He has a presence, and he buys into the character. Like, I think that's important, because with that kind of character, because the character itself is a little bit more feminine and just isn't as a manly man, he buys into it and he sells it really well. And then he gets in the ring and he dominates. I want to see him more, but I also understand why they don't put him on television every week. So I'm okay with NXT in the way that they kind of book their wrestlers and saying like, we're going there. The people that you want to see are attractions. They're not people who are going to be here every week. I think that's important because your fans come looking for them, and then when they get them, it's that nice payoff. So I love the Velveteen Dream.
All right, I lied. I got one more question.
Okay.
Are you down with the Street Profits?
I knew you were gonna ask me that. So at first I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. But after watching them for, when they did they did 2-3 weeks back to back where they were on the show. Because when I was watching the vignettes, I was like, oh no, this is just a fuckboy shit. Like, I'm not gonna be able to get behind this. But after watching them in the ring a couple times and seeing like their charisma and their, their relationship and like the rapport and the characters themselves, I think I can get behind them. They're not that bad. I just need dude to get his shoulder roll, neck roll right. Like, I need a Kappa to come and talk to him. Like, so let me show you how to do this so you can do it right. Because he don't be doing it on beat, and then he does it too fast. It is a number of things. I'm just like, call your, like, Bethune-Cookman is in Florida. Call one of them Kappas and ask them to help you get your neck and shoulder roll right, and it'll be fine. Like, I promise you, they want to show you. And if not, you can watch plenty of YouTube videos. Sam White will come visit. I bet you he will. Like, just come on. But other than that, I like them. I think they're good.
Next time any of y'all are at a party and you happen to be drinking out a red cup, y'all just need to throw it up and have somebody take a picture from behind.
I don't ever go to parties that involve me having to have a red cup because I like to drink by myself. But I will make an effort.
One time for Montez Ford and his red cup.
Isn't he dating? He dates Bianca Belair, right?
Yes, he does.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, and they are Black excellence.
They are, because we haven't had that in WWE in a while, so it's nice to see.
Right. We'll just run through 205 real quick. Jack Gallagher was doing a bang up job with his Tate fist and his slacks and his collared shirt. He's beating the brakes off of Brian Kendrick, but Brian Kendrick pulled it out and he won their no DQ match.
Busted that poor baby in the head.
Yeah, he did. And then Enzo, Cedric Alexander, was it Mustafa Ali? Was that the third?
Was it? No, it was Grand Metalik. Okay,
Grand Metalik. Yeah, they beat Tony Nese, Drew Gulak, and somebody. Noam Dar.
Noam Dar.
And then Enzo did a little bit better with his Eat the Feet, which he's calling the Jortino or some shit because of the Jordans or whatever. And as we suspected, TJP been faking the whole time. His knee is perfectly fine. He got into it with Davari and was actually throwing kicks with his supposed bad leg. So Red Swan finally understood that the jig is up, and we'll see where that goes in the coming weeks.
So is that all for 205?
Yes, sir.
If I want to talk about some Weekend Classic.
You're not gonna do Lucha first?
Nope, I don't do Lucha anymore.
Oh, really?
Yep.
What did it for you?
No, because it's going to get into a whole thing, and I just don't want to hear
it. He might cancel that. Oh.
Okay, well, go ahead and hit the Mae Young, and then I'll hit Lucha, and we'll wrap it, and then we'll talk about the PWI.
Okay, so have y'all seen this?
No.
Yes, I have. Just finished it tonight. We had night 4 on a live tweet.
Well, I would have watched, but my feed decided to not work. So, yeah, I got nothing.
I watched episode 2, 3, and 4 today. Because I rewatched episode 2, and I watched episode 1 like a couple of days ago.
Okay, so just gonna point out a few matches. Shayna Baszler is awesome. She went right out there and she whooped some ass against Zeta.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was.
I don't like her at all. There is nothing about Shayna Baszler. Nope. She's stiff. She can't take a punch. Nope. And I feel like she's only there because you're best friends with what's her name, and so they trying to build up this Stephanie and old girl match at WrestleMania one day, or like the 4 horsewomen of UFC versus the 4 horsewomen of WWE. No, we good. Move on. I don't like. I watched her and was just like, why are you here? Like, why? Because if your whole point is to have a bunch of squash matches, then I don't feel like you should have got a chance on the Mae Young Classic. Like, you should have just been on NXT getting squash matches. She can go.
Okay. Anyway, she was great, and I liked it, and I was all here for it. Let's see. Same thing with Jazzy Gabbert, aka the alpha female. She was. It was kind of weird because I know you don't really notice it's watching it, but Abby Lake was carrying her the whole time. Jazzy Gabbert was pretty good. She is pretty awesome, just throwing her around. Abby Lake did get the win though. She beat her with that roll up.
That was a good match.
Whatever the hell that was. So yeah. Don, anything from episode 1?
Abby Lace won with the crocodile clutch, which was supposedly Mae Young's finisher back in the day.
We never, bullshit.
So, who knows? But Abby Lath is going to be Vince's freaking pet project if he ever lays his eyes on her, because she's like 6 feet tall and 20 years old and blonde. Yeah.
She's only 20 years old?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I thought she was. Wow, she is. Yeah. No, she's 27.
Oh, well, they had her. Jim Ross.
The 20-year-old was the other girl.
The 20-year-old is the Australian or New Zealander.
Yeah, the Australian. Jeez, I forgot her name.
Kaylee Ray?
No. Who did she fight?
Oh, she fought. She fought Miranda. She fought Miranda. She's Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. It's Rhea Ripley I'm thinking about. She's the one that's like 6 feet, and yeah, Abby Lath is good too, though. She had a lot of charisma. I liked her.
I like that match in general, and I really like. I hope they keep Jazzy. I like after listening to her story and just watching her in the ring. Like, I really like Jazzy. I don't know what it was. I was sitting there, I was like, you know what? You can stay.
She's awesome. Okay, so that was pretty much the highlights from episode 1. Mercedes Martinez is in there against a girl who has never had a match before. And that was pretty strange. But yeah, she made her tap, didn't she?
Yeah. She got the Mercedes Martinez transitions to surfboard. Shout out to JPK Moto into the Dragon Sleeper and made her tap out.
Yeah, she's been at it since I think I was in high school when she first started.
Mercedes Martinez looks like she will fuck you up, dude.
Yo, not to be played with.
She got all them tats.
She's a CSI person in her true identity, her regular identity, her outside wrestling. I think she's like a CSI lady.
I wouldn't cross her.
I loved her. I was like, she's my fave.
Yeah, definitely.
She's from Connecticut.
Oh, don't say that. Oh, she is.
Oh God. Those mean streets of Greenwich.
Yikes.
She's like, I've been homeless for this. I slept in my car for this. Like, I will knock all of y'all down if I have to. And I was like, okay. She about that action, boss. Okay,
so Marty Bell versus Rachel Evers. Okay, so the story here was that they changed the finish mid-match. You see where Marty Bell goes to put on her finisher, and then Lita even tells you this is her finisher, and then all of a sudden Rachel Evers gets the roll up. Apparently, they said that she was so bad that they just changed the finish. And even if you can see the referee bend down and talk and tell something and whisper something to both women, and then she goes to do the roll up.
apparently Marty Bell got some type of heat. I don't know from what, but I don't know if it was backstage or just how she was playing it in the ring. But yeah, something happened because she was supposed to actually win the match. But yeah, not good. At least she broke out the stroke though. Word to Jeff Jarrett.
Oh yeah, that was great.
She wasn't that great in the ring. And so I feel like that might have had something to do with it. But she was really cocky too. And it wasn't one of those cocky, like, oh, you're just building up your character. It was just one of those, like, I'm bigger than all of this in a sense. I don't know. I just watching that match, I was like, I can see why they might have changed the finish mid-match.
Yeah. Okay, so then Rhea Ripley, the tall 20-year-old Australian with the nice has a nice front side, if you know what I mean. Yeah, she took on why was Miranda in this?
So she was a replacement.
Terrible.
She was a replacement.
Miranda?
Yeah. The person that was supposed to be in it was Nixon Noel. Because I looked it up because I was like, I don't remember seeing you on anything. And
I know people that know her. They say she's terrible.
Oh no, I'm just saying like for this. And so apparently Nixon Noel has an ACL injury, so Miranda replaced her.
Miranda Salas.
I think even with the torn ACL would have done a lot better than her.
Miranda Salinas, 5 Feet of Fury 2.0.
Miranda was okay. I thought Miranda was okay. She has attitude. Like she's kind of one of those Alexa Blisses. Like if you allow her to like grow and get better in the ring and on the mic, she'll get better. I just think she just needs to work on it.
You didn't hear what I said, did you? 5 Feet of Fury 2.0.
Yeah, like I just realized when I looked at it, I was like, oh, you and Alexa Bliss could do this. Like I can see it.
So Mia Yim against Sarah Logan, aka Crazy Mary Dobson. Mia Yim actually impressed me in this match. I've never really been impressed with her actual wrestling, but she was actually really good. No, I always thought she was average.
Yeah, she showed out.
She did.
This was a good match. Sarah Logan showed out too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've been a fan of Crazy Mary for some time.
She is country though.
Yo.
When she talks, I was like, my God.
Country as sugar cane.
Sarah Logan?
Yes.
From Indiana? Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm here to ruin everybody's day. I'm sorry. I'm just mad that I didn't get to watch it. So I'm just here to like ruin everything.
AKA Mia Yum.
Well, actually.
Mia Yum.
Yeah, Mia though.
Yum. Mia Yum? Oh, Stephanie Bell. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ruin everything. From Fontana, California.
Oh Lord.
She went to Marymount. Well, she educated. Come on, Arlington, Virginia.
I've met Mia Yim. She's actually really cool.
Yeah.
So
she went to school in Vienna. Oh girl. Oh girl. She from the Orange Line. Bye.
So like I know someone who was like, okay, so a lot of the women, like when they're in like the indies or whatever, they change in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So like everyone goes in the stalls to change. And then Mia Yim comes in and she's like, do you guys mind if I just dress out here? And they're like, sure, go ahead. So then like one of the girls told her boyfriend, who's also a wrestler, and he was like, wait, you could have seen Mia Yim naked and you didn't, and you passed up on it? But yeah. So episode 3, Aisha Raymond, who I'd never heard of this woman before.
Deadlift Diva.
Against Tony Storm.
She doesn't have a Wikipedia.
Tony Storm I actually have heard of. And I've been seeing
Tony has a Wikipedia. She's from New Zealand.
Yeah, what did y'all think of this?
She lives in Tokyo? Interesting.
I thought the same thing when I went to her Wikipedia page earlier. I was like, so you're a long way from home.
Yeah, man.
So what did y'all think of this one?
I liked it actually.
This actually was my favorite night of the whole block of episodes that they put out. I thought every match on here was really good. Aisha Raymond just made, rookie mistake. She took too much time jawing with the fans. She missed her splash, and then Tony Storm rolled her up and got the win. Yeah, I thought Aisha Raymond actually did really good for herself, and Tony Storm's like a really good baby face. She's blonde hair with a little eye black underneath one eye, so she's got a pretty unique look. She does the hip attacks and put a little sauce on it, so I wasn't mad that she won. Just wish Black Girl Magic would have shined through a little bit.
Right. And that's kind of how I felt too. Like Aisha was just like, why are you them fans don't matter, girl. Like you got a whole match going on. But I like her ring gear. Like she actually had a legitimate outfit with like she looked like Xenon actually. But she did. And I rocked with it. And I was just like, okay, like, and she's tall. Like she's a really tall, slender girl. And I think they had a pretty good match. So I enjoyed that. I hope that we get to see her more. Like I always wonder what happens because it's kind of like the same thing with the CYC.
Dang, she dropped. Yeah, no, these first two matches, I was kind of like half asleep when I was watching them, so like I don't remember like most of the first two at least.
Oh yeah, Kavita Devi versus Dakota Kai.
Yeah, I completely forgot this match at all.
Like, Kavita Devi is like she's from India, so she's like really strong. So that's like her thing. She's like a power lifter from India, and she's trained by Great Khali against Dakota Kai, and she is from New Zealand, I think that's where she was from. But Dakota Kai hits the bro kick, then follows that up with a double foot stomp from the top rope, and she got the win.
All right.
You back? No, thought I heard her.
She's in, but she's still.
Oh, she muted.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm back. I don't know what happened. I have no idea what happened. It went silent, and I was like, hold on.
What did you think of Kavita Devi and Dakota Kai?
I didn't watch that match. I was making dinner. Sorry.
All right. So.
I went and I looked and I was like, oh, it's over. And I went back to what I was doing. But I rewinded and watched part of it. And I was like, oh, this wasn't half bad. But it wasn't one of those matches that like blew me away.
Okay.
Right.
Sam?
So
talk about what everybody came here for. Or at least that's what I was here for.
Pinky Blair.
Yes, sir.
Against Sage Beckett, who actually used to wrestle in TNA. She was trained by like the Dudleys, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway, this was awesome. This is my first time actually seeing her wrestle. Pinky, I mean, and yeah, I was really impressed. I like what I saw, and I don't
with my hair back and forth.
She slapped a girl with that, and I was like, oh my.
She came out twirling her hair around like it was like a lasso or something.
She said it was a weapon, and she was not wrong.
Pinky Blair has so much sauce. Oh my gosh. She came out and did the fake kiss to the crowd and then did like the, nod underneath her chin. Just the ring walk, the entrance, the athleticism, the height on the drop kick. Oh my gosh. She is just so good. Selling because she had to fight from underneath. And then the move of all moves where she took the braid, the Beyonce braid. Want to get right on one Finn to be mad at me. And and hit Sage Beckett with the Beyonce braid across the face and then hit her with the spear and she got the win. So, like I said on Twitter, I am driving the Bianca Belair bandwagon and we got plenty of room for y'all to get on. So, come on aboard.
Here's the woman that like a lot of people are. This thing blew up. Piper Niven.
Oh yeah,
that match was so good.
It was so
good
because of like this. Because some guy I think some guy went on the line and was like, "Ooh, she's too fat" or whatever. And this match blew up because of that.
Yeah, that was my favorite match of I guess second favorite match.
This was a good match. I like.
That's just damn good. Santana Garrett is the one that got away from NXT. She did a few right when we started the podcast. She did a few matches in NXT, but they never signed her, and they've been trying to get her back this whole time. And it was good to see her that she got to be in the Mae Young Classic.
She's been all over the Indies like for a good while already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was a Shine Tag Team champion, Shine champion, I think. And she's like I've been seeing her for a while.
But what I liked about this was I'm glad that they have all the different type of body types. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They don't just have the you got Binky Blair who's just like super athletic track star CrossFit Mary. You've got a Piper Niven who is a bigger girl. You've got Kavita Devi who was tall and muscular. You've got Dakota Kai who was a little slender. Yeah, and they've got somebody for every type of body shape and type, and I think that's more relatable, so I don't have a problem with that. I think that's what makes it cool, and seems like it's open to everybody. You can find somebody to root for, or somebody that looks like you, where
Right.
everybody's not a fashion model or fitness model. You know what I'm saying? You have the bigger girls, you have the taller girls, you have the shorter girls.
I
You have
agree.
girls with less experience. You have girls with almost 20 years experience. So I really like the cross section of people that they have making up this tournament.
Yeah.
I agree.
This was a really great match.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this match. Like, I hadn't, because I didn't watch it with you guys, or I didn't watch it with you guys, and I hadn't seen or anything about it. I just watched it, and I was like sitting on my couch, like riveted. Like, this match is a lot better than what I expected, just in general. And then just the fact that Piper, she's a bigger girl, but she can move and she is willing to try different things. I just like, okay, we can do this. And it was a good match. Like, shout out to both women, actually. Like, not even just Piper, Santana too. Like, they both did a good job.
Okay, so episode 4, Candice LeRae versus Rena Michelle. I've never really been impressed with Candice. I've never been a fan, really. What did y'all
Uh, this
think?
is my this is my first time seeing her, so I was impressed with that second rope neck breaker. The Mrs. LeRae's last ride is what she calls it. Her finishing
Oh,
move. That was
Wild
pretty
Ride or
cool.
something? Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. Renee Michelle, she looked kind of a little green and a little unfocused. Looked like she was, you know, just happy to be there. Not necessarily, she didn't have the same urgency, I guess would be the word that Candice LeRae had, because Candice LeRae has been out here grinding for 12, 15 years, and
Mm-hmm.
this is her first chance ever in WWE. So she had, it was like somebody who was happy to be here versus somebody who's been trying to get here their whole life. And that's kind of the story that they told.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, Lacey Evans versus Sainara Conti. Now, Lacey
Mm.
Evans is a homegrown NXT girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you notice, she's from the same place the Patriots from, Paris Island.
Ah,
Get it? She was in like the special forces or some shit though. She's like a real
she
in the
was a Marine.
Marines or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this other girl is just like a Brazilian Jiu Jitsu girl.
Can we give a moment of appreciation for Tainari Conti's abs though? Oh my goodness.
I thought you were going to tell this Creepcast.
Well, it could be Creepcast. I'm
Kind of,
really,
sort of.
yeah, it kind of sort of, yeah, she was, yeah.
I was kind of in and out during this one, though. I didn't really pay much attention.
Yeah, Lacey won with like a modified package power driver. It was a pretty good match.
Yeah, but Tanari wanted to fight her after that match was over.
Right.
I don't think she hit the pile driver right, because Tanari kept grabbing on her neck, and I think Tanari was like, "No, girl, when we get backstage, you gonna get these hands." Like, you hurt, because I think she's just like, "You hurt me," and I think she feels like she deliberately hurt her, and that's not a good look.
What do you think about Lacey Evans's look though? Just her character, and kind of, does
I
she
mean,
have a look? You see something?
I like the pinup doll look, with the American flair. I do like it. I think it works for her, especially since she's like American out. I watched the bracketology, and she hit that America will win thing, and I was like, girl, don't be that one. Don't, please. Like, don't start that. And it was so weird because like Corey and them just kind of looked at her and were just like, what? Let's just keep going, keep going. I think it'll work for her. And she can take that and run with it. I mean, WWE always loves playing up the America versus everybody thing, so she'll be fine. But I think she has an arrogance about her that might get her hurt. Because like, I rewinded to kind of figure out like, why was Tenari so upset? And then rewatching it, I was like, oh, she thinks you hurt her, like on purpose. And if she thinks that I would be, and she couldn't register like, oh, maybe I made a mistake. Like there was no sense of like presence of mind to think like maybe she's upset because I made a mistake, because it wasn't one of those, oh, I'm upset because I lost. No, she was upset because you hurt her. And so that part of it kind of makes me go, you might want to check that move, or check how you do it, or check how people are supposed to take it.
Yeah, dropped again. All right, so should we move on to the next one, Don, or should we wait? Donald.
Sorry, I was on mute. We had Reina Gonzalez versus Nicole Savoy.
No, I'm saying I was asking you. Do we go on? Oh, there she is.
I don't know. She's back.
All right. So did you want to finish what you were saying, or?
Go ahead, because I don't remember. I don't know where it dropped me at, and I'm not sure why it's doing that either.
Okay, so Nicole Savoy, former Shimmer gal. Didi, you can just like pretend I didn't say anything there.
Well, I mean, it doesn't exist, so.
Yeah, she was Shayna Baszler's tag team partner in Shimmer. So yeah, they kind of run with her, Candice LeRae, and a lot of these other girls. They run in the same circle. Nicole Savoy versus Reina Gonzalez, who I'd never seen before, and I don't really feel like seeing again because that mask thing was really stupid. Why would you wear a gimmick to a tournament?
I thought the same thing.
That's really.
She reminded me of like a female Tejano from Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
I mean, she's tall. She's like 6 feet. She's
a very
it's
kind of funny because like when they were zoomed in on her, I didn't notice it. It's when they panned out that I was like, "Holy shit, she's tall."
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let's see here. So what did y'all think of this one here?
Black Girl Magic. So Nicole Savoy, she won with the cross arm breaker. So that was cool. That was cool. But yeah, Nicole Savoy, she's like she likes to throw people. She's kind of like into judo and suplexes, but Reina Gonzalez kept the distance real close, so she could never really grab onto her and throw her around. So she had to kind of Nicole had to change her style up kind of mid-match, and she got her out of there with the cross arm breaker. So I liked it. I thought it was a good match.
I did too.
All right, so now we go to the match that I've been wanting to see since the beginning since this whole thing was started. Kairi Sane, aka Kairi Hojo, against Tessa Blanchard. I didn't know who to root for. I love both women. I was like on pins and needles the whole time.
They are so good.
This was a really good match. Tessa Blanchard is awesome. Kairi Sane is awesome. It's gonna take some time to get used to calling her that because I've always known her as just Kairi Hojo. So this was a really excellent match. This is probably the best match so far.
Which confused me because I was like, nothing's gonna be this good. Like that's just kind of how I felt. I'm just like, we just experienced the best match of this entire tournament.
If they signed Tessa, they need to get on that like now,
as soon as possible, please.
It's like I want her on my TV every week.
And she was so like, and all the other girls kind of tried to like keep it together. No, she pulled full Charlotte tears in the middle of the ring, and I was just like, man, I wish that this match would have happened like in the semifinals.
That moment at the end where like Kairi kicked out, that look of like disbelief on Tessa's face.
Yeah,
it was just beautiful.
Yeah, it was a great match. I enjoyed it a lot.
Maybe you need to watch this.
Yeah, she hit the Tozawa Atomic Senton and got a near fall. She thought she had her. Tessa Blanchard thought she had her. But my thing is, what I came out of this match is Kairi Sane, she's like Spud Webb. She has hang time for days. Oh my gosh. Everything she does off the rope with any high flying, it's like she's just suspended in the air, and it's like she's coming down in slow motion.
Yeah, that second elbow, I was like, girl, how much longer you gonna be up there? I hope somebody got a good picture of that.
There was this one where like Kairi Sane was like on the second turnbuckle, and then Tessa Blanchard hit that code breaker, and then her body just like flopped and flailed down to the ground, down to the ring. That was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, they really did a good job in this match. Tessa Blanchard, I mean, her dad's Tully Blanchard, her stepdad's Magnum TA. So, I mean, she's got pretty much both ends of the spectrum covered as far as a heel and face. She can work any type of, program. She's very good at what she does. And not to mention her boyfriend's Ricochet. So she's got some high flying stuff she can do too. So
What? Did not know that.
Don't tell what's her name. She's gonna go and scratch her eyes out. Who was it? It's Vanika? Is she the one who loves?
No, I think you're talking Jade to the Max.
Jade to the Max. There you go. Yeah, Jade to the Max will go claw this woman's eyes out. So, yeah.
She's off a kill shot because she saw what he looks like without the mask, and she doesn't like his hair.
Oh no!
He can get a haircut or something.
No, I was really upset. Like when I found out that like Io Shirai's not coming to WWE after all, I was really upset. But then I'm like, well, we got Kari Hojo instead, so I'm okay with that.
Right? Is she signed or is she?
No, she's not. Ooh, Kari is signed.
Okay, she is signed.
So she's officially signed because when JR was talking about her, JR said she was not signed.
So she's not going to pull a Kota Ibushi.
Oh, you have to remember, this was like a month ago. So
right, she's not going to pull a Kota Ibushi, get everybody salivating, and then be like, nope.
Well, see, but Kota let everybody know ahead of time. He was like, I'm not signing nobody. I'm signing to Kota. I'm signing to me. Like, y'all were dummies for thinking like, oh, maybe. No, he was like, I am signing to me. I am my own partner.
It worked out for him though because he had a tremendous performance in the G1 this year.
Yeah, but I hated that this match happened so early. I was just like, y'all could have saved this for like the semifinals, 8, maybe even the finals. Like they could have just spent, been on opposite sides of the bracket and just had to fight each other at the end or like getting closer to the end. The fact that this is the very first, because I feel like the matches should get better as you weed people out. And this is, I feel, as of right now, and probably what's going to be, was your best match of the entire tournament. And it happened on the 4th day in, the first round. And it's just like, oh, okay, so what else do I have to look for? Like, I mean, Kyrie's going to be amazing, but is she going to get that same match out of all the other girls,
Well, she's wrestling Binky Blair in the next round, so.
Oh, poor Blinky.
Poor Blinky. You can go ahead and take that L, Don. Just.
So, the next block of episodes come out on Labor Day, Monday. So
I thought it was kind of silly that they did it this way, only because like it's like a newsy type of thing. Like if you don't watch it right away, you're gonna be out of the know, and then people are just gonna be talking about it. When you're like, hold on, I have to watch all 4 episodes now.
Apparently, though, it's taken to the people on the network because, I mean, they were the top 4 shows out of the top 10.
Oh, no, I didn't see people weren't watching it. It's like they almost force you to watch all 4 episodes at once. Because if not, everyone's going to be talking about it, or you're going to be in the dark if you're not watching all 4.
Or at least once a day or 2 in a day.
Yeah, and you can't do that because, like, immediately as soon as it came out, I was already seeing spoilers on. Well, I mean, not that I didn't already know who was winning anyway, but still, I wanted for everyone else, they needed to not be spoiled that way.
Luckily, I have avoided all spoilers. Whenever somebody starts to talk about it and they go too far, I just stop what I'm listening to and fast forward like 5 minutes until they stop talking about it. So luckily I haven't been spoiled on anything except for the Marty Bell finish.
No, like even when I like going through Twitter, like like I said, like after the first day that it was up, people were talking about things that happened in episode 3. I'm like, well, hold on, I barely finished episode 1. That's what I'm saying. Like it was kind of dumb that they did this, but.
Hey. Well, I'm just trying to figure out why they didn't do it the same way they did the CYC. Like you did the CYC as a weekly thing, and it was pre-taped. So why couldn't you do this?
They want to be just like Netflix.
Yeah, they're trying out to see if what they're basically doing is this is the test to see if do you like it better week by week or do you like it better as a one big dump. So it's kind of their test.
I prefer it week by week.
I prefer it week by week just because it gives me a reason to go watch the network, like outside of watching like pay-per-views.
I don't have time to just be sitting there watching 4 hours of stuff like back to back. I mean, I don't know.
That too, because I watched the
I
They'll
think
work
what
2 or 3 a day.
I think what their problem is they're rolling the thing out on Monday, which is not a good day after most people, and they're trying to like say, "Hey, come watch this after Raw." After you done watch 3 hours of Raw, when they could have put it out on Saturday this past weekend, and it would, and then, you could have binge watched it in 2 days, two
They were
episodes
supposed to. They
Saturday.
were supposed to put it out after SummerSlam, like that's right immediately after.
But
Yeah,
SummerSlam was 6 hours long. Like, I don't want to watch another 4 hours. That's 10 hours of wrestling. And that means I'm not going to bed till what, 3 or 4 in the morning? No, that won't be me. It's just
Because like
they need
because they know that the WWE fans are going to sit and watch, or like the hardcores are going to sit and watch all that shit. That's why.
WWE needs to plan their wrestling schedule better. Like I feel like each show should get a designated day. So you have Raw on Mondays, SmackDown on Tuesdays, NXT on Wednesdays. You can move 205 Live to Thursdays,
no,
and
that
then
needs to be on Saturday so kids can watch it.
why? Okay, well that's fine. Put that on Saturday. So then you put the Women's Classic on Thursdays. So then my Friday I can just sleep because obviously I'm not doing anything else.
Because think about this. Everybody who's probably listened to this podcast got into wrestling because they watched it on Saturday. Monday really wasn't a big deal until like 1993 and 94.
Hey,
So
I was born in 91, so
okay, so for the older fans, our most formidable memories of wrestling are always on Saturday morning or Saturday night if you watch, TBS 605. But now in the modern era of wrestling, there's no wrestling at all on Saturday. And I think that's a big mistake, especially for the show like 205 that you're already trying to cater towards kids. That's the perfect show to put on a Saturday.
also make 205 us like get the things that made the CYC so much fun, like the tournament itself, so much fun, was the fact that they were high flyers and they were trying all these moves and things that we just don't feel like it's humanly possible for us to do. And I think that they need to get back to doing that. Like it, and really put people like Cedric Alexander on the forefront. Like you have your villain, it's Neville, and y'all are not letting him go. So give me, my superhero that I'm supposed to believe in. And I feel like that's supposed to be Cedric Alexander. Like that's what happened. The fans picked him during the tournament, and then y'all pretty much put him in this Alicia Fox thing, and then he got hurt, brought him back, and we're like, more Alicia Fox, dog. And now he's just been in like tag matches ever since. And it's like, no, let him shine on his own, build his character, let us learn more about him, make him my superhero. So I have one, if you're trying to cater it to kids, but cramming it in for 3 days, like cramming in all this wrestling in 3 days or 4 days, if you include, any of the pay-per-views, it's too much, to be honest.
Right. No, like I was just saying, like the reason I don't like that these are bingeable or marathonable or whatever, it's only because like when you have like a Netflix show that you sit and marathon, okay, that's cool because like podcasts aren't talking about it. Twitter is kind of talking about it, but you can actually digest those shows that way. That doesn't work the same way for wrestling, I don't think.
I agree to that. It doesn't work the same.
Yeah, it's just an experiment. I mean, the next thing that they come up with, they may not do it that way. They may go back to the week by week, but I think they just wanted to see, what are the tastes of the fans? Are the fans, are they more eager to just get it all at one time and watch it how they want to watch it, or do they, is it better if we just control the flow of what we put out? So
also, like, what also makes it stupid is like you need to have watched all 8 episodes by week 3 because week 3 is the finals.
Right. So like basically you've got till Labor Day Monday at about, probably if they do like they did this past week, at about 9 a.m. they'll hit the network. So you got until
the 12th. I think it's the 12th.
Well, no, the 12th is the finals, but the next block of episodes are coming out on the 4th.
Yeah, it's like if you haven't watched it, then prepare to be spoiled for that.
Right.
I guess I'll be staying on Twitter.
Right, and then the finals are going to be after SmackDown on the network. So I don't know what that means for 205, but maybe they do it beforehand for once, and it actually might be like a better crowd.
Well, wait, so the finals are going to be live,
yeah,
after SmackDown?
205
better go ahead and just sit in the back.
I honestly think
y'all got a bye week.
I honestly think they're wrong. I honestly think they're going to write out those contracts and then get rid of it. Because it's really
I don't know.
Vince is
not that type. Vince is the type of dude where if it's not working, he just fucking digs in deeper. He gonna give it a good. It's just coming up on it. I think it just passed a year of it being on the
see how he's
network.
dumping shows just because they don't make ratings.
Right, but I think this one is going to be immune to it because they're going to try to figure out something to make it work. Like they just switched Enzo over there to try to give it a shot in the arm, so that he's going to give it a good 2 years before he decides to put a plug on it.
And you got to think too, the shows that Vince canceled were shows that I don't think Vince actually liked. Like I don't think he really cared about Renee's show Unfiltered. I don't think he really thought that fans liked Talking Smack. I don't think he realized that the reason why fans didn't watch Talking Smack was because you made it come on after 205 Live. Like there are just things that I don't think Vince took into account. And so he's just like, oh, it's not working. But with this, like this is his wrestling baby, you know, in a sense. This is his, you know, oh, I could put these people on Sports Center type deal. So I think that he'll keep pushing it until
I'm still sad they canceled Right Along. That was a good show.
They did? Oh no.
Yeah, they didn't cancel Storytime though. That's my favorite show. So one time for the good guys.
You know, none of those stories are actually real. They wrote them for them.
You are such a killjoy. Like you ruin everything.
It's true. None of those stories are real.
Who asked you? This is a kayfabe life. Damn it.
I liked Unfiltered. I really am upset that they took that show from Renee.
I think I watched a few of those.
It was good. And then I like Table for Three, but I'm really selective of which episodes I watch.
Yeah, well, it's like people that I don't care about. Yeah, I'm not watching.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't want to talk to you. Like, I'm good. And then Corey Graves' show, the tattoo one, I like that one too because it was nice to learn about the tattoos. Like, all these wrestlers have these really nice, awesome tattoos that they get spruced up for the pay-per-views. Give them the ability to talk about them and tell, you know, the journey with them and what they mean. It kind of goes with wrestling culture in a sense. And then Vince was just like, nah, Corey, you good. Vince was like, our wrestlers need to have personality outside the ring. And then when they start to have that, he goes, oh, they don't need it anymore. He takes it away from us.
Because he can't control it. He didn't like Talking Smack because he couldn't control it.
Because he couldn't control it.
Yeah, it wasn't scripted. That's what his main deal was, is that he didn't like the unscripted nature of it. He didn't think it was productive because they couldn't control. Because they couldn't control because he couldn't control the message that was getting out. So,
but it put the Miz over. It helped Baron Corbin get some heat. It helped Alexa Bliss. It helped Naomi.
It helped everybody.
It helped the Usos. Like it helped everyone.
Right. Everybody.
It made things awkward between Renee and Shane. Like it was perfect.
Everybody who had a chance to get on that platform, they had a chance to freaking kill it. And I don't know why. Well, I know why, because Vince is out of touch with the modern wrestling. He doesn't understand that people don't want the scripts.
Okay. If he's so out of touch and he doesn't like or understand it, why was he putting clips on SmackDown?
What do you mean? What clips on SmackDown?
They were putting like when something newsworthy happened on the show, they would have the clips on SmackDown. Like they would replay. Like if he was actually trying to bury it, you would never see it.
I don't know if it was a fact that he was. See, again, I don't know how much involvement Vince truly has with SmackDown as much as Raw. Now, everybody knows that Raw is very heavy-handedly Vince. SmackDown don't feel that way. It just feels different. It feels lighter. So I don't know.
If it was 3 hours, it will be exactly the same.
I don't know. Maybe, but I just feel that SmackDown just without Vince being over it the way he's over Raw, everybody feels like they can get away with a little bit more and they have more fun, and it just seems like it's more organic than Raw is. I'm
sure he's there like 90% of the time.
Nah, they said that he's been actually not doing SmackDowns, like going there physically. He's been that's been the break in his schedule because, of course he's getting older, that he's been kind of doing the Raws. He's been doing the Raws, but then not going to all the SmackDowns. It just happened to be that he went to that particular SmackDown and watched through Talking Smack and was like, oh, I don't like it, and just decided to cancel it.
So I just saw
But
a picture like of like the asteroid that hit the dinosaurs, and like it says, "Where was Obama?"
oh my god.
Let me ask the Lord Jesus.
So let's talk about Lucha Underground real quick.
Let's not. See you later.
Dario Cueto comes out, tells Matanza that he was wrong to keep him locked up and locked away because he got attacked without him. Rey Mysterio beat him up last week, and then Cueto basically makes a match between Cueto and Rey Mysterio for, I guess, Ultimate Lucha Trace. We got Son of Madness versus Massacrita Sagrada. Son of Madness hits a big boot, then a brainbuster and gets the win. Son of Havoc comes down. They get into a big brawl. Cueto has security break them up. Cueto then makes a match between the two men for later tonight, and the winner will win one of the ancient Aztec medallions, and it will be a biker street fight. We get Didi's fave, Marty the Moth versus Argenis. Marty hits a double underhook into a lung blower to get the win. Marty takes off Argenis' mask after the match. Marty then cuts a promo directed at Melissa, and he tells her that he wants Phoenix's mask at Ultima Lucha 3. Phoenix comes from the blind side, gives Marty and Mariposa both super kicks, and then Phoenix accepts the challenge, but he also makes it a hair versus mask match. This is a pretty cool match. Argenis got busted open. Lucha Underground, one of the few promotions that's not afraid to, still put some blood on TV. So, that was pretty cool. Marty the Moth, creepy bastard, getting all up on Melissa. Y'all know how I feel about that. We had Scum, Joey Ryan versus What is a Sexy Star? Sexy Star gets into it with Taya, who was at ringside. That allows Ryan to hit a super kick, and Joey Ryan gets the win. Joey tries to celebrate, but Castro comes, and he gets his revenge from last week, and he starts beating Joey Ryan up with kendo stick, and Joey Ryan runs to the back. Then we get Castro. He barges into Cueto's office. Cueto finesses Castro into wrestling a 5-0 street fight next week versus Joey Ryan. Then we get our main event, Son of Havoc versus Son of Madness, with the Aztec medallions on the line. Son of Havoc hits Son of Madness with the beer bottle. Then Havoc hits the shooting star press, and Son of Havoc got the win. Pretty good matches. The main event was really good. This is kind of like a filler episode. Not much really went through. So everybody just had their, normal type of matches. Marty the Moth being as creepy as ever. So, don't know what's next for that. But him and Phoenix should have a pretty good match at Ultimate Lucha Trace. Hair versus Mash should be pretty cool. And that was Ultimate Lucha. And the last thing we're going to talk about is the PWI 500 released their top 10 this week. And for the first time ever, a Japanese wrestler is number one in the PWI 500, as Okada of New Japan Pro Wrestling is number one this year. Number two, AJ Styles. The face that runs the place. Hashtag SmackDown Matters Zone. Kevin Owens was number three. Roman Reigns came in. Roman Reigns came in at number 4. Kenny Omega came in at number 5.
I think it should be higher.
Shinsuke Nakamura, number 6.
Also on SmackDown. Imagine that.
Dean Ambrose, number 7.
Boo.
I mean, that didn't make any sense to me.
Samoa Joe, number 8. Number 9, Bobby Roode.
Yay.
And rounding out the top 10, The Miz.
Wait,
I can get with
Bobby
that.
Roode is also on SmackDown.
I mean, The Miz spent half the year on SmackDown.
He did. We went.
So of course, the guy who for PWI was on Jim Ross's podcast, and he said in their original list when they first did their rough draft or whatever, they had Kenny Omega at number 7.
What? Wait, time out. How is Kenny Omega gonna be number 7 when he put on a 5-star match with your number 1? 2, right? Yeah, 2 5-star matches with your number 1.
3 5-star.
3.
matches.
Okay, I can remember it was 2 or 3. And we are looking forward to the 4th one if we ever get around to it.
I don't understand it either, but they said that one of the criteria that they use is availability. How many injuries and matches wrestled, and Dean Ambrose has never missed a match, and
I
so
don't care.
right, yeah, it seems odd that he's the like I would have put Naito from New Japan in his spot if I was picking, because I think Naito has done phenomenal. He had a long run with the Intercontinental title. He just won the G1.
Yes, I love him.
Yeah, so that would have been my choice. I know everybody else has somebody else that they would put in Dean Ambrose spot, but he seems to be kind of the lightning rod here. And of course, where Kenny Omega is placed. Everybody thinks that he should maybe be at least ahead of Roman Reigns at the least.
I mean, Seth Rollins isn't even on the list.
Yeah, well,
I
Seth
find
was
that
hurt because I think they do it from sometime in like July through like June 30th. So
So
they
let me
they
get this straight. I can be the number 7 wrestler in the world if I don't get injured.
pretty much.
yeah, pretty
And I'm
much.
just doing shits in the U-turn clotheslines and
Wait a
boring ass
minute.
matches.
Let's just be real. They didn't even put Jericho on the list, and Jericho carried Raw with Kevin Owens for like a good minute. Like they're just.
Wait
Well,
a minute.
that's
What number is Kevin Owens?
Kevin
Huh?
Owens is 3.
Okay. Because I was about to be very upset.
Yeah, like I feel like you could put Braun on there. You could move Braun up. You could move Jericho up. You could move Seth up. Like they deserve to kind of.
He's not 7.
He's not. Dean could
Not
be.
7.
He ain't top 10. Dean's not my top 10.
He's not top
Availability or
20.
not.
Like if we really want to keep it funky, he's not top 20.
Maybe top 25.
Maybe.
I
That's
don't know. He's probably top 15. You know,
I mean, if
like
we're doing New Japan, like if we're doing a number of different wrestlers at this point, especially now, I guess since I started to watch more New Japan and not just watch WWE, they got some wrestlers over there that can go, and I feel like they deserve to be a little bit higher on the list. So they got it. Like
they don't count. Do they count like? How do I say this? Like Lucha Underground? I don't count that.
oh, it's everybody. It's if you wrestle, you're
It's
available for
everybody,
the
but, like,
500.
But like, let's say, I don't know. Like most Lucha aren't exclusive to Lucha, so it's not like their availability would be the same as Dean's because they don't work as much as Dean.
Right.
You get what I'm
right.
saying? Like, how did
Right.
they? Because
How they
really what
factor-
I'm trying to say is everybody on fucking Lucha Underground is better than him. That's what I'm getting.
And look, not to knock Dean though, because I understand like the WWE, you wrestle basically 300 days out of the year. So not to knock Dean, like shout out to him for being able to remain healthy and be available. But what was the noise? I still just feel like there are people who are better than you, like who've done more and who deserve to be a little bit higher. Like Dean will always have a soft spot with me just because I hated him when they were in the Shield initially and then they broke up, and I was like, oh, I like Dean. And he has gotten better, you know, but you kind of do the same thing in the ring now. Like you hitting at 5 moves of death. Only I think it's like 3 moves of death at this point. And I just you don't feel fresh. Like when he was WWE champion before they, did the brand split or whatever, it was like, oh, he's still champion. And then when he became Intercontinental champion, it was like, oh, he's still champion. And then him and Miz started feuding, and it was like, damn, can you just give it to Miz? And he gave it to Miz. And it was like, Dean, you still trying to fight him? Like it was just like it was all of these moments of just like, why are you still here?
Like we've said a bunch of times, actually, something to make him have to go away for a little bit would actually kind of benefit him. But now that they put him with the Shield, he's kind of, with Seth rather, he's rejuvenated himself and people kind of care about him a little bit more. But yeah, he definitely had hit the wall as far as, people caring about him. He was definitely stale. So I'm glad that Samoa Joe got some recognition because I
Shout
mean
out to him.
he's killed it in NXT and in the main roster, and I'm glad even though he's probably a little low, I'm glad that the Miz did get recognized in the top 10 because I mean he has done phenomenal work. I mean, from the SmackDown, from talking smack to the skits about, total Bellas or whatever. I mean, they've done the promo, so many great promos he's cut. So I'm glad that they, recognized him this year as, one of the top 10 performers. But I think everybody can agree that has watched any of New Japan and watched Okada this year that he is clearly the number one choice. Omega should probably be like third or second, just because I mean he had so many matches with him, and you got to have a great dance partner. But I think I think next year Kenny Omega might be number one because I think he's gonna get the IWGP title in 2018.
And then he's going to jump ship and come to WWE.
Nah, he likes to be able to put together his own matches and not have people tell him what to do.
I know, I'm just teasing. I think that out of all of the Bullet Club members, Kenny gonna stick it out the longest with New Japan.
They're gonna come when they like at the end of their career and they just want to make that money.
Yeah, I think at least the elite and Cody. It don't like Cody ever coming back. Cody just like, I'm good.
What's gonna happen is they're gonna reach out to Cody and ask him to come back because he's putting it down, and everywhere you go, anybody who interacts with him is nothing but a positive experience. Like I got to meet him and see him last summer, and I mean everything about him is A1 first class. I mean, it's freaking in a building with no air conditioning. Late July, he's out here in a full three-piece suit.
I like this new Cody. Like I like the American Nightmare. Mm-hmm. I like it. Cody looks like he's having fun, and I don't think Cody looked like he was having too much fun when he was in the WWE.
Right.
Outside of like the family stuff. He just kind of looked like he was just kind of going through the motions. Well, besides the Cody versus Damian Sandow thing, I think that he actually enjoyed throwing his briefcase into the Gulf Coast because I totally enjoyed watching him do it. But he just looks like he's enjoying himself and he's having fun. He's with his wife. They're doing it together. And he's a part of like the Bullet Club itself it just looks like a fun, faction to be a part of. And they look like they all, get along really well. I love the whole fuck the revival thing. I think that is hilarious. And, the hot topic jokes and just all of that. So I think that Cody, if he does come back to WWE, he's going to come back and really look at Vince and the rest of them and go like, I know what I want. Mm-hmm. And I know what I want this to look like. And if you can't give me that, then I don't want to do this.
Right. So, yeah, the digital version of the PWI 500 came out on Thursday, the 31st. And in about 3 weeks, the actual physical magazine will be out in the stores with Okada on the cover. And it's an awesome cover. He's holding like 3 or 4 different previous PWI 500 magazines in his hand, with his long robe and doing this little globe thing he does with his hand. So it's a really cool cover. So shout out to Okada, shout out to Cast of Strong Style, shout out to Moto. We've been trying to tell people this for the past like 8 months, like, hey, this dude is amazing. All his matches are at the very least 4-star. And he's just been like, now the story they've been putting on Okada this year though is he's just been getting by. He's been sneaking out matches here, sneaking out matches there. He's been taken to the limit, so they're starting to show some cracks in the army. But he's still the champion, and he's still got the title. So big ups to him.
Shout out to Okada.
So at this point, turn it over, do some shout outs. Alyssa, you can go first.
Shout out to you guys for letting me be on a second time. That means you guys like me. Yay. I am the hostess of the Phenomenal Cast. It's Phenomenal Cast on Twitter. I do reviews and previews of the pay-per-views because I just don't have enough time to sit and do this every week. For being honest. And since we don't have any pay-per-views until like the end of September, I'm thinking about doing 2 special episodes about the Women's Revolution and the Mae Young Classic and just where I see the division going to happen with the division, if that means adding a new title or a tag team title to it, since it looks like they have enough women to do it now. My Twitter handle is Madam Lizette. I am the glory. I rechanged my name to Glorious, which is paying homage to Naomi and Bobby Roode. Outside of that, shout out to my best friend. He's the one who got me into wrestling. He has been a co-host on the Phenomenal Cast for 1 full-length episode and then 1 bumpers episode when we went to Great Balls of Fire, which wasn't that great. But thank you guys for having me on. I think that is all my shout outs for the moment.
Thank you for being on tonight as a guest. I thank you for always retweeting and being in the live tweets and just showing your support.
I try. Like, I think for like a couple weeks there, I was just like, y'all, I'm not watching wrestling. Like, I would come home and be on. I just like, I don't want to do this. Like, but I'm getting back on it. Like, I was in school. I'm taking a break from school until like the middle of October. So I have a little bit more time to like sit and watch wrestling and like be into it and pay it attention, not just kind of have it playing in the background and watching Hulu later.
205, that's the best way to get that though. They just give you everything short and sweet and you don't have to spend an hour. You can spend like 15 minutes and get everything you need.
If Neville's wrestling, I'll watch a whole 205 episode if Neville's going to be on. Like, I really enjoy his character. And the fact that like Mark Henry was the one who kind of put him on to being a heel and like went to Vince and then was like, no, Neville is the truth. Like, shout out to Mark Henry. Because he's helped quite a few people kind of get put to the forefront and it's shown in their work and what they do. Because I read an article about Mark Henry and what he did for Neville, and that's how we got Evil Neville. I love it. I like Mark Henry. Thank you, because Neville was gonna be like Sami Zayn. He's gonna get lost in the shuffle, and Vince wasn't gonna care. And yeah.
Miss Didi Jonay, your shout outs.
I'm gonna give a shout out to Mel because Mel still always gets shout outs. Give a shout out to Classic, Greg, Sammy, wherever he went. Real Sammy, because he's doing big things up in Syria. He's got a mobile doctor's unit. That's not what it's called, but it's mobile, and he's helping the wee little babies.
Yeah, congratulations, Sami Zayn.
Yeah, doing big things in the world. Shout out to Donald, of course, for being the best producer in the business. And shout out to alcohol, because I'm going to drink more of it. Oh, shout out to my old boss who wasn't shitty, coming back on as a part-timer to help us fix everything that the old girl fucked up. Shout out.
That's always a good look.
Always.
It was wonderful. It was like your ass never left to begin with.
All right. I'd like to give a shout out, of course, to our guest, Halisa.
Thank
Sam
you.
for being able to join us this week. Didi Jonay, of course, returning. Be our SmackDown Matters correspondent. Greg out there working hard in the world, making the world a better place, trying to keep his wife happy on the free time that he does have. Classic, of course, for putting together all the great, inserts in the parting promo, which I'm looking forward to this week. Give a shout out to Mel, because Mel still gets shout outs. Shout out to everybody on CSPN, working hard, putting the podcast down, making the network great. Give a shout out to J to the Max. Big things are happening for her, so congratulations and good luck with your future endeavors. Shout out to the whole Glow and everybody who was a part of the Forever Young cast this week. All the live tweets, whether you watched it with us or on your own time, but you still use the hashtag. Thank you so much, everybody who joins us, of course, for SmackDown Matters and for Rawcast every week. And I think that's about it. Just everybody who's down with the Wrasslecast, please share this show with your friends, rate, review on iTunes. Let them know that we're out here and it's a safe place for people to talk about their wrestling fandom. No judgment, Creepcast, all that good stuff. It's right here for them. Give a shout out again to Nick Jew for having Classic on. They talked about the Wrasslecast. Classic gave big shout out to Didi Jonay.
Hello.
Made our show from just a smarky type show to a very entertaining show. So can't thank him enough for having the foresight to add Didi to our guests and be a part of our show full time, from just being the lone person who would talk about SmackDown when it used to come on Thursdays when nobody cared about it. So
because everybody was watching Scam, I had forethought.
Right. Right. So just thank everybody again for, next week we'll be at 150 episodes of the Wrasslecast. We're coming up on our 3-year anniversary in October. So
congratulations.
we're going to try to do a little special. I think I'm going to maybe try to reach out to some of the OGs of the Wrasslecast and see if one or two of them want to be a guest host or something. Try to have like a special show or something. So look forward to that. And like I said, just keep supporting and keep listening, and we appreciate you guys so much. So for Samuel Kalunga, Didi Jonay, and our special guest, Alyssa, I'm Don Delarente. This has been the Wrasslecast, episode 149.
Ew. Oh man, where'd Sam go?
I don't know. I think Don started talking about Lucha Underground and Sam was